Welcome back to Humbro Pie. I'm your host, Jimmy D, and we are ready for our final event of this OP15 EBO4 meta. It's done. That's it. This is it for our local area. I'm sure some of you guys have maybe something tonight, maybe even tomorrow at your locals, but starting Friday. It's here, everyone. OP16 is finally here. The new set. We've got some great new leaders. Goofy. We got Edward New. I'm sorry. We have the Blackbeard. We have my favorite Yamato. We have some potential with some Buggy and some Impel Down stuff. And we do have some potential with some other decks out there that just might get some shining, like Hannibal. Maybe even Shanks. Actually, little spoils splattered within this set that are trying to give some of the older decks a little bit of splash of some nice, good content, which I'm totally looking forward to seeing. It is. Honestly, I have been flabbergasted by what the set is. Obviously, the power creep is real. Little Poundcake, good to see you. Pirate cards time? Yes, it is. Yes, well, we have today our absolute best introduction of, like, this is our ode and say goodbye to this Enel yellow format, which may just be an Enel yellow format. Maybe, we don't know. There's a lot of things on the line here. I've been seeing a couple people playing some stuff online, playing in their the sim and practicing with the new stuff and seeing what kind of decks are coming out from the East. And yeah, I gotta say, they look pretty strong, and it looks like yellow is still going to be a favored color in here, especially with the addition of Wiper. So if you guys had paying attention to me 2 days ago, Wiper is going to be a fantastic new addition for you yellow players, given it has the ability to on-play, trash a card, NKO, everything that's 2K or less. Which, if you've been playing with Enel a long time, and you know what the Goofy deck does, it's a good board wipe. It's a good board wipe. Ode to Oda? Yes, absolutely, indeed. An ode to Oda and a good start of a new dawn, if I may say so. A new dawn of new plays, new decks, new gameplay, and new leaders to absolutely dominate the meta. And I'm so looking forward to getting my hands on some of these new cards. I'm so looking forward to it that we got an entire weekend dedicated to this absolute release. On Friday night, special event. We usually do Gundam. That we're actually going to be doing in a release event. You're going to see me at the table doing the release event, doing what I always do, giving away free packs to the new players and teaching the new players how to play the game. Forcing myself through losses, don't tell the new players, but giving them the wins and helping them through the tournament, getting their chances to get a couple more extra packs while I give them a pack just for being on the stream. And you too can get your hands on some of the newer cards straight away this Friday by attending it live. On Saturday, which we'll go over here in just a bit with the rest of the calendar, and just one more time to let you guys see it for yourself, we'll be doing a box tourney. Something I really, really, really enjoy that Lifelink Games has been... He started, it worked really well, and honestly, these things are fantastic. And everybody at home is thinking, box tournament? Oh, you mean win a box? Not quite. I'm going to get into the details about what that is on the Saturday, but that'll be at 1 o'clock. We'll be starting off with our box tourney. So you get to see your boy open up an entire box of this new set. And it'll probably be one of the few boxes that I myself get to open while I get the rest for you guys at home, as we get a brand new community box for everybody out there with the new set included. And of course, because I'm live with that event, 2 more free packs. Then at 6:30, we'll be doing another release event. Same thing, kit included, grab the 6 packs, make myself a deck, play the players, give them an opportunity to get those promos, and give away some packs. So that means this weekend, not only today, where we have an outstanding opportunity to get yourself on the hands of 3 packs, because we're saying goodbye. This one's gone. This is it. We're going to find out tonight, is there that alt art, the Gold Dawn, that we've been talking about in these remaining 3 packs? We will be finding out tonight at the end of the stream. But say goodbye to that box. It is now gone, and we're going to have a new box, a black box of OP16 that'll be given away starting next, a week from next week. So with this announcement that I'm going to be doing stream, back to back with all the new cards, opening new packs. Hopefully you guys have time to come in there, get an opportunity to get one of those new packs yourself, just by chiming in, just like Little Pound Cake has done, and Uchiha has done, and Sermon has done. All those guys commenting on YouTube and on Twitch. You get 2 entries if you do both. But those people turning in their names, getting them in the wheel throughout the stream, do it while I'm live over there at Lifelink Games as we're opening up some of these boxes, and you're going to see some awesome new gameplay with some of the new cards. It is going to be a little bit interesting because it's not your standard constructed format. It's obviously 6 packs where you build a deck from those 6 packs, and we show you guys what we highlight, how we construct the deck, and maybe pull something absolutely outstanding. We have done so many times on camera already for these events. So I'm really looking forward to seeing these things and seeing what I'm going to be pulling from this. I gotta say, and I think honestly, it comes down to the bias of having so many people open up products. But I gotta say, like, it feels like, and I want to get anybody else's opinion on this, when you're doing the release weekend, doesn't it feel like almost everybody is screaming about an awesome hit that they got? I don't know. I mean, it might be just because there's just so many people opening the product all at the same time. Every time we do these things, someone's screaming, I got the manga, I got the SP, I got this alt, I got this, the Gold Dawn. Like, everyone's screaming out their amazing hits, and I feel like either the boxes are stacked, which I know that can't be the case because the ratios are determined by other openers, but it just feels like this is the prime time to get those SPs. This is the prime time to get a lot of those hits. And I don't think any of us ever tracked like the case hits throughout the event, but these first run wave of things, the hits are insane. We had in the studio 3 SPs, pulled all 3 of the people that were in the studio pulling SPs. It was insane. I loved it. It was crazy. I ended up getting the Zoro. There was a Boa pulled and a Bonnie pulled. It was absolutely insane. Uchiha says, well, we won't see you at the table as much as your hands sitting in Harrison Fund. Absolutely. But 9 times out of 10, it ain't me, right? Absolutely right, Uchiha. Absolutely right. But yeah, we're going to be having like these amazing openings, an opportunity to see some of those new mangas that, honestly, if this was a set that I was going to get a manga, this would probably be the set I'm going to get a manga. I don't know if you guys were watching the Market Watch last week, and we were our last Monday here, and I was going over all the cards and the releases and the values, and I will be revisiting that in a couple weeks and going back and watching myself talk about the prices, comparing the prices I predicted, and telling you guys how close I was and how right I was based on those early predictions. But when it comes down to the mangas for this set, I think legitimately some of the SPs might, for a small short stint, actually be higher value than the mangas from the set. Because those who don't know, it is the 3 admirals from the war. So They're not the greatest. They're not the most fan favorite. Kuzan obviously has some hearts and minds. Sakazuki. There are people that like Sakazuki, and Borsellino a little more so after we got some the story a little fleshed out here. But I think if you're a Borsellino fan, you're probably catching up more on what's happening in the manga and some of the anime, because it has been released in the anime. But maybe you're really understanding his motivation going into it. But if you were to ask me in the top 100, I don't know how many of these guys would make the top 100, let alone the top 50, to make sure that these things are of good and great value. So if I'm going to pull a manga, it's probably going to be this set. It's going to be like, hey, you want the cheapest manga out there? Here you go. And I mean, okay, cool. I got my first manga. You guys will see it. Old men manga are always poop. Yeah, honestly, I think Rayleigh was the same way. Exactly, Little Pound Cake. There was, I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything with the donation, but thank you so much. But yeah, you've got these, Rayleigh just did terrible, guys. And the other characters are just outside the Straw Hats. They're not doing the greatest. I mean, Trafalgar Law has its own fan base, but if you're not in the waifu or the Straw Hat main crew, I don't have a whole lot of faith that you're going to be keeping up the value, even with 3, which was insane because the Portcast the Ace brothers, you got the Ace, Sabo, and Luffy, and their mangas with the red manga, mind you, those were going pretty hot. But again, that goes into the main crew and your main audience for the show there. So OP08 has amazing playables. It really does. I'm really glad that that box actually went up. It was interesting. The OP08 box, where it has the cheapest manga, was one of the cheapest boxes you can get in the market, and it's now catching up to current rates of boxes, which is good and bad. I don't like the current rates of what boxes are going at. I think if you guys were to watch 2 days ago and watch the stream where I was talking about the current meta for this thing, it was like 240 was what the going market was going, like 240, 260, which is what we looked up online, double MSRP. The recommended price, market recommended price for said product, it was already double. And now those older sets from that has actually climbed up to about around 240, 250, 260 in value here. So now it's finally caught up to it. It used to be the cheapest set you could get, and now it's getting dry out there. So people want to get their One Piece, they want to get their stuff. And in talking about that, we're going to get into an announcement by Chris from Lifelink Games here in just a moment. Uchiha says, surely they have a strong fan base. Why make the big hits characters nobody likes? So in reality, it was due to the Paramount War and the call to that, which is what this entire set is kind of like based around. This was our first introduction to the Admirals, which were this overwhelming force at the time, and even still to like most people's interpretation post the Paramount War, they were the powerful 3, the ones that were keeping the world in line, and they were considered to be the big bad. Until, of course, where we're at now, with all the new story developments and what's happening with the Gorosei and everything else that you guys have been watching. So this was kind of like the ode back to there, where they were sitting in the seat, the people cosplayed it. It was pretty popular, but when it comes down to like the idea and the concept here, I think what happened in my personal opinion, they got into the board. They were like, okay, what are we going to do for the manga for this one? And they're like, oh, you guys remember when the 3 admirals were sitting on their thrones and overseeing the death of Port Castiace and seeing this whole scene take place, and they kind of just like aura farmed at the top. Let's do that for the mangas. And they're like, yeah, I remember that being really good back then. That was really cool. People, they were doing cosplays for it. That was great. Yeah, when it comes to manga hits, people are really looking for their favorite characters. Like, they want their Boas, they want their Nico Robins, they want the Straw Hat crew and every single one of them. They want the Brooks finally. They want the Frankies and of course the Tony Choppers. Everything else that people really love. That's what they're looking for. And also, they've already done a lot of those already. So outside of Brooke, I mean, obviously Brooke needs to get his, and I think Frankie needs to get his as well. I would like to see more of the Straw Hat crew get more of their mangas before some of these other side characters. But Uchiha, just to answer your question, I think the reality of it was they were just trying to pick this epic scene, this epic moment within the Paramount War, which is by far one of the highest rated arcs out there. I'm sure there's some change to that with the new release of arcs and recent bias. But as a story goes, the Paramount War was by far peak One Piece. That is by far the best of all the accumulations. It was the end game of Marvel, if you will, and that epic collaboration with all the characters being together all on the field And sadly, not with many of the Straw Hats, but still, you still had all the characters, all the warlords, all the Navy, and all the big side characters. Like, there was so much lore dump. There was so much to the story that Paramount War was always renowned as like the best accumulation of a storytelling get up to that point. So that's what they went with. I don't know if having another Port Ace with a donut hole in him with Luffy crying and sobbing because, sorry guys, spoilers ahead, Port Ace dies at Paramount War. That happened about 30 years ago, or at least like 20 years ago. The Pound Cake says, those characters are butt. Give me Gaimon. I know Gaimon would actually go higher than that. I think there's legitimately more people that would be up for the Gaimon manga than all three of these old men. That's a good point. That's a really good point, Little Pound Cake. But yeah, I think that's what it's all about. All right, so without further ado, I do have an announcement here from Chris. I'm going to read it out loud to you all and talk about these upcoming weekend festivities. So if you're out there and you haven't yet, hit the exclamation point join. We got 3 packs to give away tonight, and we're going to be giving away possibly an end hit at the end of this box tonight. But now, let's look into this weekend's festivities. All right, from Chris himself, 1P OP16 pre-release weekend starts in just a few days. As always, we've got a big pre-release weekend for One Piece action planned, and we're really looking forward to playing the new set with everyone. Pre-registration is highly recommended if possible. These are capped events, so pre-registering in advance will secure you a spot. Seriously, get yourself a spot. These are capped events. These things sell out pretty quickly, so make sure you follow this link down here, and I can put this in the chat for the Friday registration, which is probably by far the most important one. Sundays, there's usually some extra room. Saturdays, in the afternoon, it might be kind of full. But I gotta say, the biggest night to be concerned about is definitely Friday. This is where people get the most of the amount of product in their hands, and they're super excited to get their chance with this. So Friday night exclusive, definitely 6:30. We're gonna have OP16 sealed pre-release booster box giveaway. What does that mean? One lucky attendee this Friday will be given a free booster box of OP16. Raffle drawing from all the attendees. Anyone who shows up, you're going to have an opportunity to get a free booster box purely by showing up for this thing. One lucky player will walk away with a booster box. Players must play through the entire event and not concede matches to be eligible. You have 3 rounds, best of 1, in this 2-hour event. It might take maybe 3, depending on how long it takes for the construction and some of the players that are still learning the game. But these are very fast events. You get 3, maybe 4 rounds. We'll see. Usually just 3 rounds, and we cut to the top to get prizes to the people that went undefeated up to this point. Packs at the top, of course, can be a little bit higher than everybody else, but anyone who's not undefeated will receive the exact same pricing across the board. As always, and this is the thing that we've been doing at Lifelink Games, making sure people get opportunities to get extra packs and no one walks away without empty-handed after the event. You're going to get 6 packs, you're going to build a deck, you're going to be able to use Rainbow Luffy or one of the leaders that you get from the set. We've been doing this for probably a year now, and I gotta say, outside of Sanji in that one set, Rainbow Luffy is the way to go in these guys. And Rainbow Luffy is definitely something that you're really probably going to want to prioritize going into this one. Make sure you get yourself a copy of it. Bring your old copy if you've come before. Make sure you get your stuff. We'll talk about the stuff you should bring with you this whole weekend if you're playing these events. But Rainbow Luffy, honestly, you want to be able to play a leader that that allows you to play all the cards of the set. There's a lot of sets that require certain cards to be out, certain characters to be out, and it feels bad if you don't have those cards out. The great thing about the Monkey Luffy, Rainbow Luffy, is he counts as every card. So it doesn't matter if you got it or not, the card is the card. So if it's looking for it, it's him. It came a little confusing with the last set with Anel and the Hollies and what was happening with that extra boost in power and whatnot, because he was technically Holly and he was technically the Ohm. So it's a little bit confusing with that, but still it made for some interesting interactions. And then of course we went into, I think, a later tournament and just kind of banned those cards from the event altogether. Are there going to be a winner Luffy for all the events this weekend? That is a great question. Let's get through and see if he does answer that question. Let's see. Saturday at 1 p.m., we have a sealed booster box event. Open an entire booster box, build your deck, and play for a fun 3-round event. That's what it sounds like, guys. We are all attendees that are participating in the sealed box event are going to open up a box, build a constructed 51 card. You got your leader and 50 cards, 51 card deck with certain rules, and we'll go over those when we get there and play to let the rest of you guys know. But basically what happens is you're allowed to play 1 or 2 colors. If you pick a leader from within the set itself, you have to live by those color restrictions so long as you can have, or like you have enough of those. If for any reason, like it's a monocolored leader, like Yamato, all black, and you don't have enough black cards to make up a 50 card deck, you are then allowed the exceptions for those few cards you may be missing, but you would still have to play with literally every green card you had if you go with that leader. Now, if you want to play with Rainbow, you can basically build a 50 card deck with all the cards that you like. If you want to play with one of the leaders in the set, that's your prerogative, but you are limited to those colors of the leader to which you pick. And it will make you have to build a 40 card deck from those. Uchiha says, is the sealed box event going to be bleed into UA? Yes, it will, unfortunately. We're going to see where UA goes into. This one will be taking away the live stream from Union Arena, which I do apologize to my Union Arena fans because of the timing for this. And pre-releases are kind of like the motif of what this channel is about. I've been trying to explain that to a lot of people. We try to prioritize the pre-releases because this gets new people in the store. It gives them an opportunity for me to play new players and teach new players the game. I always run the same formula, the same activity where I give I give away my games and I automatically lose to put myself in the loser bracket to ensure that I'm playing more likely newer players of the game, so I have an opportunity to teach them how to play the game and get better and have a good time, and even walk away with a free pack just for being on the camera. So that is kind of like where I've led when it comes to release events. This is where everyone's hyped. They want to see the new cards. They want to see them in action. And that's what we do. So sorry to those UA people. He said, doesn't bother me if it does. Just need to know so I can be ready for it. Yes, that doesn't mean that there won't be a Union Arena event. If we have enough participants for the Union Arena, we will still be firing the Union Arena event. But most likely, a lot of these players are going to be pulled into the One Piece event. I will be participating in this box tournament myself, so I will not be able to play Union Arena or go live with Union Arena. Thanks for that question, Uchiha. So then on Saturday night, 6:30, we have another sealed release. That means 6 packs and, of course, prizes going through. Nothing mentioned about the promo yet, Little Pound Cake. We're getting to it. And on Sunday, your last chance for pre-release registration, you have another pre-release chance at 1 p.m. Now, to those that don't, I'm probably going to keep reading through here because I know that he said he had a lot of like things that he wanted to mention to the community for all of you out there, so you guys are all on the same page. Quick note about our community, and those are her new. We've seen a huge influx of collectors and new faces interested in the One Piece over the last year, which is awesome to see. It really is. I really enjoy that. Any card game needs to survive. You need new players, guys. That said, it's important to understand that our players come first. What does that mean? We're going to keep reading. When it comes to One Piece product, events, and community growth, the people who show up week after week to play the game are the backbones to everything we've built here at Lifelink Games. We started with just a handful of players a few years ago, and it's worked incredibly hard to grow this community to being over 60 to 100 base players in name who infrequently show up whenever they want to. But we've grown a community from literally a handful into hundreds of people that we can use their name and register that have played the game at some point or are willing to come back or to attend these events. We have some amazing midweek turnouts too. Lifelink has supported One Piece since the day we opened several years ago, when many places weren't interested in supporting this game. We made it our top priority and invested heavily into growing our local community. Because of that, we'll always do our best to make sure the active players have access to product at a fair pricing and opportunities to enjoy the game. If you're new to One Piece and you're looking to get involved, we'd love to have you. Come out to locals, learn the game, meet people, and become part of this community. Our players are incredibly welcoming and are always willing to help with deck building, finding cards, learning about the matchups, and getting new players up to speed with the current meta. The best way to get involved in One Piece isn't just collecting the cards, it's showing up and playing with the community. And I couldn't agree more. Important registration information. All players must have a Bondi TCG Plus account in good standing in order to participate. We do not accept guest accounts or pre-release events. If you plan on playing, please make sure your Bondi account is set up, active, and you've applied to the TCG Plus app before arriving. For anyone new to the Sealed One Piece events, a lot of players only play Constructed, so here's a quick refresher on how Sealed works. Bring your own Dawn. That's 10 Dawn. You need to bring 10 Dawn. You can use anything, honestly. It's representing your 10 Dawn. These are external to the deck. You can bring energy from a different game. You can use land, honestly, so long as you're keeping track of the mana base if you want to be that. What do we call the Magic players that want to come in and use their resources for the game? You can use Rainbow Luffy or any leader you pull from the 6-packs. Open 6-packs and build a 40-card deck plus 10-card Dawn deck. So 50 in total if you want to count the Dawn. There are no 4-copy limits to Sealed. If you open 5 copies of a card, you are absolutely able to play all 5 copies. Cards not used in your deck become your sideboard and can be swapped between rounds. Not between matches or games, because it is best of 1. But between rounds, you can switch your deck out. Leader color restrictions are ignored in Sealed. Yes, unless it's a box turning. The box turning that we have for different rules. All other card text and card effects restrictions still apply normally. Quick note about prizing. We'll be awarding prizing to all players regardless of standing. What we ask in return is pretty simple. Please sign up with the intention to actually play through the event. If you decide to leave early, that's completely your choice. But doing so will forfeit your prizing. The same goes intentionally conceding matches. We've seen a growing number of players sign up for the pre-release, collect their product, and leave after round 2. That isn't fair to the other players in the event and creates a worse experience for everyone involved. These events work best when everyone comes ready to play, have fun, and enjoy the week together. What he's referring to is that bad feeling when you didn't tell us you dropped. We have to play this game where a lot of people end up getting buys and people don't have an opponent for the 3rd or 2nd round. And they're basically in there just seeing if they got anything good out of their 6-packs, and they're trying to get their opportunity to buy something. But I'm telling you right now, if you don't participate and finish out the rounds, you're not going to get the opportunity to get the boxes at the great price that we offer at Lifelink Games. That is going to be $100 and I don't know the exact price, so I got to look into it. But it is going to be so close to MSRP, it's probably MSRP. For brand new players, you're absolutely welcome to join us. It is recommended learning the basics of the game beforehand, though. Some YouTube videos, maybe a tutorial app. For a few practice games, having the basic understanding of the gameplay makes the event much more enjoyable for both you and your opponents. Now, we will teach you. We will happily teach you guys how to play this game. However, it's going to come to you when you're playing in the event and you're not a regular player or whatnot. You might get patched up against somebody who's not capable of teaching or not able to teach the game to you. So it's better for you to at least try to learn the basics as much as possible and ask around for questions and support. We're excited for what should be an awesome weekend and can't wait for the experience OP16 with all of you. We will see you soon. Huge fire emoji. Official Learn How to Play guide link here in the Discord as well. So or not willing. Yeah, Little Pound Cake. There are people that are just not willing to teach. And it doesn't happen that often, but I mean, it's going to happen. There's going to be people that just, they're there to play the game. They're there to try to get it. And that's just their prerogative. We're not going to force someone. Your job is not to work for the store to teach people how to play. But when it comes to these events, there's a lot on the line. There are some special promos. There are some special rewards to go out to the top player. I've never been in contention because I always concede my wins. But there are people that are desperately looking for those cards. And they're playing for real, guys. So get out there. Expect them, let the people at the top to be having fun. And I'll be down here at the bottom with the rest of you guys, just trying to have fun and teach you guys how to play the game. Give you a fun experience on camera, if I can see you. Give you an opportunity to learn what the game's all about and the intricacies of it, and maybe even walk you through some of the really cool sequences and how the game is played and how you can optimize your turns and get better at the game. That's my role, and that's what I try to do at the bottom end. But I can't be there for everybody. There's just too many new players, too many new things, and I can only go so far. So, hey, if you're out there, please, if you're brand new to the game, take the time to learn the game. It's going to be important. We don't want you to have a bad time. Know that there are people legitimately playing for some top prizing, and some of those cards can often go for thousands of dollars. So you got to be careful that there are people that are playing for real and playing for keepsies, if you will. So come just to have fun, though, because most of you are just going to have a good time. There's a good chance you could win a free booster. Walk out the door, brand new it's currently valued at $280, but you can walk out of the store with a $280 booster box just for showing up. An amazing opportunity for you guys. On top of that, we have the box opening and the rest. So to everybody else out there, we are going to have a lot of back-to-back-to-back stuff this weekend, which means next week I will not be going live for the Monday, Wednesday schedule that I normally go live for. That's actually work related. It has nothing to do with anything else, but the fact I got to go up north and got to take care of my day job that actually pays the bills for stuff. So I will not be able to go live, and in perpetuity to that, or at least in replacement of that, you have an opportunity for 3 live streams that we're going to be going live to on Friday and Saturday, 2 for on Saturday, to get your hands on the new packs. And if you guys set your alarm, get your stuff ready, you could be in for a fun treat with all these new cards. And just an opportunity to see the new stuff, if not walk away with some of the new stuff. And who knows? One of you can walk away with a manga. I've given away some thousands of dollar cards out here, so it wouldn't be like the first time. 2 weeks ago I was giving away a $1,000 card? Come on. That's what it's all about. So, I mean, I hope every time that you guys can walk away with some amazing prize cards and have a good time and enjoy the event with the rest of us, because it is going to be a blast. I cannot wait to get my hands on these cards. I've told everybody what deck I'm trying to be striving for. I hope to have some Yamato, experience on the deck and experience on the camera, and show you guys some of that gameplay once I get that deck completed and ready to go. And looking forward to seeing how it plays out there. And of course, I will be building Shanks too, so I'll be getting that bringing that back. Uchiha says my Monday and Wednesday background noise is missed already. I'm sorry, Uchiha. I do apologize. Sometimes you gotta work and pay the bills, guys. And when they call you up north, you gotta go. So I'll be up there. Trust me, I would rather be here having fun, just talking with you guys, playing some games and doing some cool overcast of what what happened throughout the weekend. But you're gonna see it live. You're gonna have it all weekend. It's gonna be fantastic. So that is it for this segment of the video. I am going to take a quick break here. When we come back, we're going to get ready for 3 rounds of content. Stay tuned for that. We have 3 back-to-back rounds of good One Piece OP15. This is going to be it, guys. We're going to say goodbye. So long, OP15, 15 and EBO4. Welcome to OP16. And this is going to be it. We've got some attendees from this format that I'm sure you guys are all aware of. We got some great deck lists to cover, of course, briefly, because I know if you guys are on YouTube don't want to see that stuff. But we got some great deck lists. Come in, have some fun. Let's joke. Let's watch some amazing gameplay and say goodbye to this format as we welcome in the new dawn, the new era, and are welcoming back to the Paramount War. I can't wait. Seriously, guys, it's going to be an absolute blast. Stay tuned. I'll be right back.
Want to taste the waste of the 70s. I was made for the live-long life of traveling. Oh, see it all, yeah. I wanna see it all, yeah. I need to see it all, yeah. I wanna see it all. I wanna see it all, yeah. Give anything just to leave this town tonight. I give anything just to leave this town, leave it all behind. Want to taste the waves of the 70s. I was made for the live-long life of traveling. Oh, yeah, I was made for the live-long life of traveling. See it all, yeah. I wanna see it all, yeah. I need to see it all, yeah. I wanna see it all, I wanna see it all, yeah. I'd give anything just to leave this town tonight. I'd give anything just to leave this town, leave it all behind.
Welcome back to Humbro Pie. I'm your host, Jimmy D, and we're here for round one of this Wednesday night. We have an epic matchup between Blue Purple Sanji and Blue Yellow Boa. I feel like I just did this 2 days ago. The same matchup. Not the same people, though. One of them's the same. But yeah, I feel like we just did this. So if you guys are watching on YouTube and you're like, didn't you just do this video? Yeah, it's a little bit different. I'll tell you one thing, Lithium is at the table this time, and when it comes to blinging out decks, Lithium knows how to bling out some decks. This man has a very beautiful version of this deck. And he's got all those events that are like alt arts, which are incredibly expensive, especially for some of them, because they're just absolutely hard to pull. And they're like moving up into the SP range of value too. So something to be on the lookout if you're out there basically trying to look into pricing. You got the mangas, the SPs, and now the events as chase hits for these things. So keep your eyes out and your ears warm for excuse me, for some of those hits that you can get from here. I can't remember what the event was from this one. No. Yeah. Hit one of my buttons there. Yeah, it's a real conundrum. There. Yes. So we got our first matchup there, and before we do, I just want to say, I don't know how many of you guys are watching what's going on with the BAM, the little like the Lego theft thing that's been happening. It's going quite viral on YouTube right now. I've gotten myself completely enthralled with it. I'm sure a lot of you guys have too. It is a very, very interesting story through and through. And honestly, I'm just gonna take a segue for like 5 minutes to tell you guys, like, there's something I'm seeing as a trend that's happening with us content creators. I'm not gonna put myself in the group with these other guys that are really big, but when it comes to doing some journal investigation, doing some things to look in for what corporations and businesses are doing, and what's happening to the little guy, and the stories that we used to hear back in the day, because I'm old enough to know what back in the day was like and what the stories were like, and real investigative journalism actually looked like when they did research and they actually quoted stuff and they put up resources and sources to stuff, so we would trust the source because they sourced the source. So the actual YouTube community is coming together with some amazing channels that are doing some amazing looks and looking into these things. And this Lego story has got to be peak right now for some of the stories I've seen online. Right, with this guy, I forget it. It's like a Crazy Ben or something like that. It's like, someone help me out in the chat. Will tell me who it is. But this guy, basically, he went through his way to try to help some guy get his Lego set back that was stolen by a corporation, and they were playing games, and the ways that he uses the legal system against them to try to get the stuff back, and the things that are happening, it's absolutely insane. And I want to take a moment to say, as a Patreon member and someone who owns a Patreon, and I put my deck list on Patreon and I put content on Patreon, you can become a Patreon member for free if you want to down below. I have never been happier to be a part of Patreon from today, and the announcement today from one of the Patreon head CEO of the company. He came through and got an order to take down the content that Ben has been posting about all the wrongdoings of the BAM little I can't remember what the bricks and minis or whatever for the Lego sellers, but this store who has, with an obvious amount of evidence, done something extremely nefarious with their activity. There's overwhelming evidence that they've done something wrong and needs to be prosecuted, and they're on recording bullying other people to use the legal system to their advantage to bury people like you and me that couldn't afford long cases like that. We've seen plenty of videotape and evidence to show the wrongdoings of what's happening from BAM, the CEOs, and the rest of the people up top. A lot of recordings out there. There's lawyers that are doing some videos on it. Honestly, it is fascinating to watch all of this go down. To me, I am just flabbergasted by the gall of some people, but then again, I'm not that surprised. I've seen people do even worse stuff. Obviously, we've seen people do some worse stuff, but it's got to be a shout out. And the point of the story should be here that YouTubers are taking over entertainment, guys. And it's not just YouTube content itself that are taking over entertainment. You have YouTube replacing most people when it comes to investigative journalism and quality journalism and stuff that we can trust and get reports from. Like, most people are going to YouTube to get their news now because they're seeing stuff that's being sourced and cited and citation needed for things, and they're being provided for you, and you're getting actual legitimate information that is biased sometimes, or you pick your person, they're biased, but there's some people out there that do a brilliant job of non-biased coverage and source everything they talk about. And it's something we're just not getting today. And it's something that really cracks me up, because it's one of the formulas that has always worked for years on years. And you've got people like Ben here who are doing an amazing job of drafting up a documentary, if you will, of this case and what's happening. And it's still ongoing. There's still more story to tell for this. So I hope you guys pick it up, and please do check it out. We're talking about in all my Discords. Kelly, good to see you. Thank you so much. But yes, we got so much of this stuff going around. I like, after this, I'll probably be watching some more videos on it on my break times, and sometimes I'll look at some of the lawyer videos and see any progress that's happening to it. Getting back to the point to what I want to tell you about, if you guys have been paying attention to the box office hits and what's been happening here, the Backrooms is out, everyone. The Backrooms. And Obsessed was out a couple weeks ago. And both those movies, low budget, done by, get this, YouTubers, are doing bangbusters on the box office. They're crushing it when it comes to good quality movies and good quality content. Something that I highly recommend the rest of you guys look into. I've been enjoying the Backrooms content on YouTube for the longest time, and this guy made a movie out of it. And this movie apparently is doing phenomenal. I can't wait to see it soon. Hopefully this weekend we'll see. I don't know. We got a lot of stuff going on this weekend, but there's a lot of great content coming out to it. And the one that really kind of kicked it off, and the biggest thanks we had to give to, is Markiplier. I don't know the guy personally. I just know that I've been watching him my whole life. He's a great content creator, very wholesome dude. One of the few people that seems to be able to make it to the top and still remain wholesome and with his integrity intact. So, I mean, good on you, bro. That is a statement in itself. But a man who has gotten onto Amazon and did his Amazing Submarine movie that is just absolutely phenomenal. An ode to an amazing video game that he used to play, and just a great storytelling masterpiece from a YouTuber. The creativity, the stuff that's out there, and I think I've mentioned this several times on this channel for other creators out there, the opportunity is sitting on the shelf for you right now. I don't know if this message will ever get out to you. I feel like I need to say it, and maybe someday it'll get out to you guys. But you are going to be the creators of this next generation of entertainment. Hollywood doesn't have the lock and key anymore. They don't have the walls that you can't climb over. They can't gatekeep anymore. The true content creators, the people that are out there making the beautiful stuff that we like, the One Piece stuff, the animes that we have from these independent anime creators and manga artists, the people that are still doing some amazing original content and really getting to the people and selling a product that the people want to get. It's there. It's there in the indie developers and video games who are outpacing all AAA games right now, because they're providing experiences that people want to get and play with. You have people that are killing it on the open market that are selling it at a fraction of the cost of what the rest of these people are trying to charge us for the same kind of entertainment, and making tons of profit, well over what these big investors who love their little gatekeeping and love their way to keep people from being able to get to the top and be able to make for themselves. This should be the biggest encouragement for the rest of you creators out there, the rest of you people out there that want to create, that make something of their own and make something that they can call their own at least. This should be the encouragement for you to get out there and do something, guys. Be something, make something of yourself right here. These people, the ones that have the heart, the soul, that get into these amazing content that they're publishing now, it's flabbergasting. And it's killing at the blockbuster. It's definitely pissing off a lot of people in Hollywood and the rest of those people out there that are just like, what is happening? Why are these tiny little creators with a budget of less than $1 million making movies that are getting 20, 30, $40 million of the block and not having to pay for all the advertisement and pay for all the other corporate goods and handling side deals and doing all the rest of the stuff that they do that they used to be able to gatekeep with. And it's just, the barrier's coming down, guys. The barrier's coming down, and this is your opportunity to make something out of yourself. Is it going to be easy? No. Is it going to be a lot of work? Yes. But is it going to be fruitful? Absolutely can be. Absolutely can be. But you got to believe in yourself, and you got to believe in your project, and you got to make something beautiful and stick with it. That's on you. But still, guys, this is so wonderful. I'm so excited. I'm so happy to see these independent creators that are just doing so well with this content. And also, hearts out to you, Ben. I hope that all the legal stuff works out in your favor. It has in the past. I'm sure it will in the here. You've done an amazing job of videotaping everything. So good on you. Guys, if you haven't checked it out, please check it out. And also, he's got a great GoFundMe and a lot of really cool stuff you can do to support him as he's going through and fighting what should have been the easiest conflict resolution possible, but BAM just likes to make it difficult themselves. So I digress. Great story. Please, if you haven't checked it out, check it out. We're going to get into the deck list now. We're going to start off with our matchup between Lithium and Zombie back at the player, and we're going to find out what this matchup's like with the blue-purple Sanji versus blue-yellow Boa. All right, so those not familiar with this, we're going to go over this really quickly. Activate main once per turn, Dawn -1. Activate up to one of your Straw Hat type events from your hand of 3 costs or less. When attacking, if the number of Dawn cards on your field is equal or less than the number on your opponent's field, add up to 1 Dawn to your Dawn tech and rest it. So the Dawn minus can get replaced by a simple swing with Sanji. You don't need to hit. You just need to swing with this. You can get the Dawn back. So nice little like play on the purple here. And the blue, I guess, is kind of like the event stuff here because Lucy is doing some free event stuff and it's a blue character. So maybe free event plays is kind of like a new mechanic for blue. We got a draw engine. We have the key piece here. This Sanji that you can basically return to Dawn as many times as you want to protect this thing from being removed by effects. You've got the rage use that get powered up by the amount of events out there, and the blockers that get the nice little cost increase and the power increase. You got Raid Suit Sanji for a 2k counter, and for the blocker, you've got amazing zero cost that rest characters, get things out of the way. You got a lot of draw engine in here. Turbo into the deck. The Otama's going to help you. You got a lot of 4k counters with the Gum Gum Giant, the Both Burst. You got, if you have 4 more events in the yard, you get to get plus 4k. So a lot of 1-cost counters that are going to give you that plus, like this great defensive capability. You've got one of the best removals in the game with the Gravity Blade. There's so many of these cards that just, you turbo through. It's mostly event-based. You're going to be playing with some Open Dawn. You're really trying to powerhouse and power home with the Sanji. Kind of linear deck, but very, very powerful deck that has been showcasing itself as the second good purple deck within the meta. Now going up against the Boa Hancock. Opponent's turn, when you play a character, draw cards. So this means we're going to be playing a lot of characters that have triggers from life and summon themselves. And what do the Kuja Pirates love to do? Play themselves from life. Dawn ×1 once per turn when a Amazon Lily or Kuja Pirates type character with 5,000 base power or more is KO'd. That means by battle 2. Add up to 1 card at the top of your opponent's life cards and to their hand. So, what does that mean? Once per turn, so long as you have Dawn attached, anytime you would kill the Gorgon Sisters, Shakiyaku, the Boa Blocker, which is really insane combo. Maybe this Boa Hancock down here, the Ren, Marguerite, or even Gloriosa for some reason, if Gloriosa came in for his swing, but no, this wouldn't actually trigger because it's not high enough. But you'd have to somehow make that base power 5,000 or more. Somehow, with some kind of effect to make it. But Gloriosa likes to fit up the life and fix the life to make sure that you have the triggers you want to see. Because they're not the most when it comes to yellow, when it comes to triggers, but the triggers do matter for this deck. And of course, in yellow, you live or die by these triggers. You have ways in which to get the life back with Borsalino, get it back with Warnor Zoro, which becomes a nice little attacking body later. You've got this Nami that you can use to hit for life and then, of course, replaces itself. You've got this amazing draw Nami that likes to filter and is a nice little 6k blocker. Gorgon Sisters are really nice because if you can have 3 characters in your hand, you can add 1 Rested Dawn to all of your characters. Obviously, getting an early Rand out there is going to be important because you can get that Rested Dawn underneath the bow to make sure this ability is always active. You have abilities that require 3 or less life from your opponent to draw 2, discard 2, or KO something. And of course, you will frighten me to kind of freeze some characters. Not to mention this Boa Hancock's really good with freezing. Very, very good with freezing. Hazelnuts, good to see ya. Thank you so much for the exclamation point join. Don't forget to get on YouTube as well, Hazel. Get yourself 2 chances to win. We have 3 packs to give away tonight. But yes, this is the deck. We have blue-yellow Boa Hancock versus blue-purple Sanji going head-to-head. Now, Zombie should be starting us off in this game here. Not too unfamiliar with this, considering she literally had the same matchup on camera last week in Game 1. Now, last time the purple deck, this Sanji deck, was able to take out the win just sleight of hand here, knew the turn, got all the Sanjis out, and must have had like 3 or 4 of them out, and was able to take the game away. We're going to see if Lithium can duplicate that. And starting off with his search alt art card. I was telling you guys, this deck's absolutely alted out here. Going for, comically, a common Gum Gum Giant. And, of course, getting another search. Look at the top 3. Filling up the yard, getting those, wants to get these events in here, because as soon as he gets 4 more, things start cooking. It looks like we're going to get that Raid Suit Sanji into hand and put the rest in yard. We're already at 3. You want to get up to 5 to make sure you can power up those Sanjis. So filling it up pretty good at this point. Good start here for Lithium. Passing back the turn is going to be back to Zombie at 3 Dawn. Not the optimal thing. This deck really likes to be on the draw, given a lot of its plays are the 4 costs around. We'll see if we get a Glorioso to kind of fix the life here. No, we're going to get a Hiyori. All right, that was not a card that was given to me, Cam. But Hiyori, one of the plays here. That is another one that can kind of like fix the life here. Is also a nice little 2K counter. And 6 into life now that we have the 1 on there. Not really going to be doing much unless we get a character from life, which is still, like we talked about last week, very, very strong and important. Because if, for any reason, Zombie is able to trigger, and we're probably betting that's going to happen, given that she just set that life there, we're going to get a trigger from life, draw a card, and if for any reason Lithium was to actually remove them or KO them, she'd have the opportunity to damage the opponent in response. So, already on the lead, 4-3 is Zombie here, starting off with our first 4 cost here with Vinsmoke Reiju, getting the blocker. Not enough events just yet here to get the power up here, but still pretty strong. Going to get playing the Sanji ability, the both burst here, excuse me, for free. Not both burst. Yeah, both burst, yeah. For free. Altar, too. It's so gorgeous. You guys seen the thing up close? Absolutely gorgeous. Here comes a 5 into life, asking for 1. We'll see if Zombie gives it up. Great opportunity for, oh, I mean, we are going to take, because of course we know what's in life. There should be a play, and sure enough, the Gorgon Sisters is out. Going to get the draw from the leader ability here, and instantaneously, so long as Zombie has 3 copies of the Kuja Pirates in hand, everything is going to be given Arrested Dawn every turn. Very good engine, 6K body. It's exactly what you want to see. Good start here for Zombie. This is exactly what we want to see. Starting off 4 here. Going to get out up. Yeah, Ronor Zoro, discard a card, gain a life here, and reveal 3, hopefully, to get those 4 Arrested Dawn underneath every single character. Yep, don't forget to activate the Gorgon Sisters' secret ability. Yep, revealing 3 cards. We have Ron, Marguerite, and Ron. So all the pieces necessary for Zombie in hand here. Now going to be adding all the Arrested Dawn to all the characters and leader. So giving her the ability to attack 7K, 6K. Just, and I don't know if she's going to really attack with the Hiyori. We'll see. Maybe next time. All right, we got a free block here. Given that Lithium does have enough events to get the power up for this Reiju. And now going in for 7. And on the take. Yeah, Lithium had to tap out next turn, so this is a perfect opportunity for Zombie to get those attacks in and get those life hits. Definitely want to get it before Lithium has the opportunity to leave one open. It gets a lot harder when you have those 4K counters in hand. And we've seen those 4K counters literally save the day. Also good news is you keep the pressure on this deck. Lithium's not going to be incentivized to want to swing with this powered up Reiju. So, using the turn, Sanji, out with the play, getting things going. I think we might have enough for just a single 1K power up for both of them. So, nice little 6K bodies here. It's a good turn for Lithium. Means he'll probably likely get a leader swing in here and call it a day. Should not swing into those Gorgon Sisters for sure. Definitely a powerful ability. It is just once per turn, but still, it's something he really just deters your opponent from trying to go board. All right, going to activate the Sanji ability to get a free play here with the Sanji Black search card here. And we're going to be able to play out the Sanji Blocker. So good turn here for Lithium. 3 characters on 1 turn. Sick ability here. We got a 6K blocker, a 7K blocker. We've got 2 6K Sanjis. None of these things really going to attack outside the leader. Here comes 5K, looking for 1. Let's see if Zombie gives it, or Links on life. Nope, we're going to give the Rand for the counter. And because of the blocker, Lithium feeling a little bit ballsy to here. Swing again. Zombie, do we have a trigger? Sadly, no. Off the top of the deck was not a trigger. All right, back to her turn. Should be the 7 Dawn turn here for Zombie. And hopefully he still has enough Kuja Pirates to get the Gorgon Sisters active here. Because that would mean we have some massive swings here from Zoro, from Boa, and from the Gorgon Sisters. Maybe even something else. But 7 Dawn turn. We got a few options here. This deck, from what I understand from Cam, does not run the life gain Kuma. But, oh, we got a life gain Rono Zoro, so discard, get another chance at it. Right back to 4. Man, this is the way Yellow just makes it so degrading sometimes to have to play against, because I feel like you're always playing this uphill battle. Every single turn, they're just taking that life hit. You invested a lot of Dawn. I mean, can you imagine, guys, swinging in with a 13k just to get the hit in, and they just literally discard a card to replace that life. So it looks like we didn't have the third Gorgon Sister in hand. So we're unfortunately not going to have the Gorgon Sister power up. Here comes the first 5k. Gonna get a free block for the Sanji blocker. Do have 3 Dawn open here, so Rono or Zoro or Boa can get in for a swing. Gonna put on one underneath. Nice attacking 2 over. Good call. Lithium on the take here with a 7k swing. Are we gonna get another 7k swing? It looks like 7-2 the Sanji blocker and gets a 2k Raid Suit Sanji to protect it. Yeah, I think honestly I would just keep punching life. If I was zombie at this situation, I understand that you get the hit, but since you already gave them additional card for the defense here, might have been better just to actually go life there and really put him in a backstep. Getting Lithium down to 0 life at this point would really put him to the situation where he couldn't attack with the Invincible Reiju, wouldn't attack with the Raid Suit Sanji, and now all zombie has to worry about are these powered up Sanjis here, which right now are incredibly weak comparatively. So if I'm Lithium here, I'm thinking my 3-cost Sanjis and the leader are probably going to get a swing in here. Probably not much else. Maybe try to clean up some board. Here comes 6 and a 6. Yep, that one's going to be a cleanup here. That one is a safe target here, so he doesn't have to take a life. If he goes into Gorgon Sisters, does have to be careful. The Donna is attached. This one going to life. Do we have a trigger for zombie? Doesn't look like it. Sadly, no trigger here for zombie here. And yellow, when it hits, and it hits hard. But here we go. Gravity Blade going to be able to take care of these 2 cards. And remember, it's a KO effect for Boa here, so no taking life with this Gravity Blade. Nice little 2-for-1. Epic tempo turn here. Use the leader ability to get another buff burst. Drawing 2. And now Lithium might just be, you know, given that there's a little bit, not too much rush needed or expected here from zombie side, might be just intrigued to start going live for the Raid Suit. No, doesn't. Reiju stays back. All right, good call. Got him down to 1, so definitely got him a little more defensive than what he normally would like to be here. But at 9 means we can play our amazing top end here with Boa Hancock, take the last life, gain a life here, put themselves in a good position, get the last swing. Heck, if we had some kind of way to make it unblockable, that would be absolutely insane. I noticed like a lot of these decks, they should be playing the blocker Sanji, the one that gives unblockable. Like that would not be a bad addition here. And it's the same cost as this one here for this guy in the cycle. So interesting choice. I guess you get to draw 2 and cycle 2 to the bottom. But the Sanji's a 2k. It gives it unblockable. You give your Boa Hancock unblockable and all the Dawn underneath it. Yeah. All right, gonna do another cycle here with Shark Boy here. Drawing 2, having to put 2 at the bottom. We'll see a zombie wants to pick at the bottom here. Decent defensive wall here for zombie. But would have been a great opportunity to get that Boa out to get him at 0. Good reason to really push that blue Sanji, guys. That blue Sanji will sneak some games away. Here we go. 7 into life. Looking for 2. Gets the Gum Gum Giant. Discarding another one of the alt arts here for the blue search event. And should be drawing 2, getting the 4K plus here. Using the D20 here to represent how many he has. So right now, currently at 9, needs 10 in life to power up these Sanjis one more time. Zombie not going to be able to get much more swings in here. Really leaning on the fact that she hits some life hits here. If I'm Zombie, I definitely want to take some hits and hope that I get some kind of Kuja Pirates from life here. Need to get some kind of board presence, some kind of offense going if we're going to get those last 2 swings in that we need against Lithium here. And another Gravity Blade, the second copy, both blockers going away. Now Zombie desperate for this opportunity here to those should be the bottom of the deck, but I'm sure they'll get resolved here in just a minute. But now desperate to have these life hits trigger in her favor. So let's, if we're rooting for Zombie here, hey, Power Ninja 888, now follow. Thank you so much. Appreciate the follow. Make sure you hit exclamation point join for your chance to get one of the free packs. Join the Discord too, if you would, to get your chance to, so I know how to contact you. Copy link location. Where are you? Put that out there. So if you want to join for a free pack, that's not it. Where's this going? What is going on here? That's not it. Hey, Hood Rats, good to see you. Thanks for the exclamation point join. And make sure you join the Discord. Why is the Discord thing not working? Copy image address. It's not working. Okay. Yeah, make sure you guys join my Discord too so I have some way to contact you. All right, 2 swings here from Sanji. Both countered out. We did get a Ran, thankfully, from life here. So hopefully we got something, but knowing Lithium, he probably has 1 or 2 open Dawn here for both bursts or a Gum Gum Giant to protect from these swings. Not to mention, it still does have 2 blockers. Raid Suit Reiju and Raid Suit Sanji. Both active blockers here, so good defensive wall. This is exactly the way Blue-Purple Luffy wants to play, guys. You want to see the walls out here, protecting your last bit of life here, using those 4K counters, and really just punching in with these Sanjis and just using them as an effective force that they can't be removed from the field by effect. You got to go into battle. The deck can play a little bit defensively here. And the deck has really got it. But here we go. Perfect answer. Boa Hancock taking that last life here. And see, if we would have followed this up here with one of the free block here coming in for the attack here, but if we would have followed this up with a blue blocker Sanji, we could have, like, next turn we could have had this. But as far as I'm tracking, this is not actually sadly in the deck. Thanks so much for the follow, Hood Rats. Appreciate you. Yeah, we will be giving away these packs at the end of the stream. We have 3 to give away for tonight. Don't forget this weekend, for all those new watchers I might be checking out this weekend, we got the crazy release. I give away packs every time I go live. That means 3 times, Friday, twice on Saturday. I will be going live for the pre-release events and giving away new packs from the new set. So if you want to get in line for that, please set your reminder, put the follow button, get that notification bell, YouTube or on Twitch, for your opportunity to watch these games, see the new cards, see what I get from my box, and check out like some awesome gameplay between me and some of the opponents while getting away amazing packs. Could be a manga your way. And all of it absolutely free, just with an exclamation point join. All right, Lithium, going to do some searches, fill up that hand, get something probably defensively here. Imagine likely trying to grab some more defensive spells here. Get some major swings into life here, because there are no blockers here for Zombie. So, you're gonna see some massive swings for 8K bodies of these Sanjis. Bruin, welcome back. Welcome back. Good to see you. And don't forget too, if you guys want to follow me on YouTube, you can comment twice and I'll add your name twice for comments on YouTube. I do give to double entries. Coming in 7K. Yep, that's gonna be a take here for Zombie. Sadly, no trigger. 8K from the leader. Does Zombie have the deep? A lot of counter last turn. Can she do it? No, sadly, she doesn't have the counter. In Lithium, cleaning up with 2 more attacks really left to come out offensively on this turn. Yeah. Hazelot says, I messed around and put Zahaha at the 8-cost Teach in Koala and used Lilith as a searcher on the sim, and it worked out pretty well. I knew that card was going to be gross. Yeah, for those that don't know, this is the new 8-cost coming out for the new set. It allows them to immediately take a life of your opponent, and then you get to play out a Blackbeard for free with this yellow event. And you were using the 8-cost Teach, so the new one for, right? The new one for the new set to play out for free with that event. Oh my gosh. I knew that was going to be a disgusting combo. And I'm so happy it's with your Koala deck too, because that deck actually took me down yesterday when we were playing. I was trying to go undefeated, and MJ Rue ended up just like punching me in the gut, walking away with his win. It was just devastating. It was a great matchup though. He was playing Koala too, and I was trying to play Roger, and Roger does not really like to have to take a life every time he plays his big boys. Hazelnut says yes, you can get and add a life and take the combo life with a combo too. It's like so gross, Hazel. That's so gross. I knew those cards were gonna be insane, and they're already putting up some work. And but the happiest thing is like this is good in other decks too. So we have some new random Teach cards there being put in other yellow decks here. This might be the new Thriller Slop, if we will. I don't even know what we're gonna call this. Has anybody got an idea for what we're gonna call the yellow Teach splash stuff for all the yellow decks out there? Oh man, it just seems disgusting. Oh, to see where that goes. That's gonna be disgusting. All right, guys, I'm gonna take a very quick break. Hydrate real quick. Get the board set up. We got round 2 coming up. 3 rounds today. At the end, 3 packs to give away. Stay tuned. We got some amazing content coming your way. Hazelnuts, thank you so much for that, and let me know because I'm really curious. Is Ziahaha gonna take over the format, or will my Yamato, the king, take over? We'll see. So, all right, Seiko, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you. Yeah, make sure that you hit the exclamation point join if you want your chance to get one of these packs. I do ship internationally, but you got to win more than $20 in card value. It's a thing. I don't need to go into it if you are international, but if you're not, if you're local, join the Discord, guys. Join the Discord. It's in the chat. It's also in the down below in my description for you to join the Discord so I can contact you to get these packs out to you for free. Thank you so much, Seiko. Can you like tell me how I'm supposed to say that? Seiko? Seiko? I want to say it's Seiko. Seiko? I don't know. Maybe I'm getting it right. Tell me in the chat. I'm going to take a quick break. When I come back, round 2. Welcome back to Humble Pie. I'm your host, Jimmy D, and we're back for round 2, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that little brief break. I had to get myself something to hydrate with, of course, and of course, get the wheel set up and get everything ready for our deck list and the board for our next round. We have round 2 is going to be up against Purple and Nell and Dracula Mihawk Green. We have amazing decks that have been doing absolutely outstanding at the top of major events. We have the actual deck list from the players. Looking forward to seeing how these things play through. Porter dominating right now with his Enel list, doing really well. Loves the deck. Definitely rewards high level play and people who understand the mechanics, the way the games play. Enel, by the way, a really great deck for those people that want to master the game that is One Piece. It is definitely a great deck, but it is very punishing if you don't understand matchups, if you don't understand the way that the games work in tempo, control, and how your deck wants to play. Very complicated deck. Needs to make sure you see the right cards. You're looking for the right combo pieces. You know when to play those combo pieces and what tempo you want to get in. It definitely rewards those players that really try to see the game at that next level. And it's been demonstrating itself that way at the top tables, if you can see. Of course, we have Mihawk, which is not your Zoro swing him up here, but sometimes, is it really though? We'll see. Let's check out the deck list. And CISO, thank you so much for telling me how to pronounce that. Appreciate it. Let's get to the deck list. Starting off with Porter's Enel list here. Per the rules of the game, you can only have 6 Dawn. And activate main if it's your second turn or later. Add up to 1 Dawn for your Dawn deck and set the rest. Set 4 of your rested Dawn underneath the character. There you go. Like, you basically ramp out 5, and it's already at 6. This deck is always playing with 6 to 12 energy every single day. Now, it can't have more than 6, which really is limiting for a lot of purple decks that try to stay underneath that 6 cost and having less Dawn than your opponent, so it's really difficult to do against this deck. But this deck is playing realistically here with 12 Dawn when you're playing it correctly. You're going to use your turns, play out the characters, cycle the Dawn back in the Dawn deck, use leader ability, bring it all back, put the 4 Dawn underneath one of these 2K bodies, and start swinging for some massive damage. We have the Holly Ohm combo, of course, the one that gives the double damage to both of them in 6K on your opponent's turn. We got a nice little searcher from Charlotte Pudding. We got Frankie blocker. We've got a new blocker. This one we've been screaming from the rooftops for all of you out there. If you're playing purple, this should be in your deck. We are playing a puddingless format and will be playing a puddingless format for a very long time. So without putting the blue pudding, for those that know what I'm talking about, to keep those hands in check, you're going to want something that keeps those hands in check. And this is the perfect answer in purple. Is not leader locked, has a great ability, Dawn -1. If your opponent has 7 more cards in hand, trash 2 of them. And you get to pick. Now, not from it, you don't get to see what the cards are, but you take 2 random cards. It is devastating sometimes when you have to lose 2 cards like that. You put your opponent into a psychological situation where they don't want to have a hand that's more than 7, which, trust me, in this game has gotten out of control. We have seen people 10, 11, 12, 13 cards in hand, passing the turn. Blue's been going crazy. If you've seen Lucy, I've played Lucy. I feel like I've got half my deck in my hand half the time. And what is going to happen when Trafalgar Law hits? I'm going to lose probably 2 of my best 2K counters. And it's going to hurt when this thing hits. This is something we definitely recommending. If you're going to play purple and in the future, definitely consider picking up these Trafalgar Laws. Super good, at least good for this next block format. And one of the few answers we have nowadays, we're going to get the next match after this one and see where there is some additional hand hate. But we have been seeing some nice little tech cards from people using them to do some kind of hand hate now that we are a puddingless format and at that ban. Now, notice we are not going to use the super rare Enel on this one for the blocker, that potential blocker here. Really, the game plan for this one is to get these guys out that are almost impossible to remove as is. They have the ability that protects them from any other kind of removal, gives them a plus 2K, so you got a 10K swinging body here. If it's an Enel, obviously you're always going to have 6 or less, so it's kind of like leader locked, if you will. And a nice little searcher that gives any card that you don't have to reveal to your opponent, which in itself is a great psychological move. We have the 0 cost counter event here and our Divine Departure to help out with certain big characters. We have the resting capability here with our Mama Rogan. We got the Gamma Knife here for as extra ways to remove the characters, given a character minus 5,000 power for the turn, so you can attack into it, or use it to get rid of some cards like draw a card and up to one of your opponent's characters with 6,000 power or less will not become active, so you can freeze them for the turn. Lightning Dragon, and then you have this one that Dawn -1 if your leader's an L, draw a card and give it to one of your opponent's characters -1,000, so kind of helping them get within the range. for the L Thor, which Don -1 if your leader's a Nell, up to one of your leader type characters gains plus 1,000 power this turn. Then KO up to one of your opponent's characters with 3,000 power or less. Nice little Don -1 ability. You've got a lot of like reduction in power here to give you the ability to freeze characters if you need to, rest them if you need to, and of course remove them if you can or need to. Senior Pink, of course, we've already been talking about that being in the meta. This is just kind of the thing that it really, the deck has evolved to. Senior Pink maxing or Pink maxing for the deck is definitely a good choice. Getting themselves into the Dracula Mihawk matchup here. A guy coming a couple sets old here. If you're playing against Slash, this won't come up to this match. You do have a plus 1,000. Activate main once per turn. You may rest one of your cards. If there's a character that costs 5 or more, set up to 3 of your Dawn cards as active. Then you cannot play character cards during this turn. So, all you got to do, get a character with 5 costs or more, rest anything, get 3 more Dawn. Most of the time, you're trying to rest stage to get those 3 Dawn because it's a nice little replacement effect. Allows you to restand one at the end of the turn, and you get to the nice little on play if your leader is Dracula Mihawk, draw a card. So, card replaces itself, then you get to use it as an active ability to get 3 more Dawn, and at your end turn, you're going to have one open, making it nice for counters like the Billion World Fusion techniques that allows you to counter for 8, or for 4K from hand. Of course, we have the Searcher, the Rester in Freezer, or a 3K counter. And the most crucial of freezing, something that is, I've been saying this, guys, if you've been watching this channel for the last year plus, as soon as we talked about this, I said this card needs to be spec'd. You guys need to collect these. Get your hands on Electric Luna. This ability is absolutely insane. Played at the right point, you could freeze, lock down your opponent's turn, set yourself up for a wonderful turn to go for lethal if necessary, if you can. And it's near impossible to get around. Most things have anti-removal. They have anti-trashing, anti-KOing. Resting, freezing, there's like few cards out there that can get around that. Excuse me. Very few options for people to get around it, which is why green has been so dominant in a lot of ways here in this format. And has been kind of the answer for Enel, because they can play so many of these Electric Lunas, which is by far one of the keys to this matchup. Law and Beppo, probably another key here. Once you get up to 10, freezing characters for the turn, and swinging with 11 and giving your leader a plus 2K for the turn, which is really good in Enel, especially against Enel, because you can put this leader up to 7K. Most of those free swings you get from the 2K bodies are just going to be kind of negated. You got a nice little Shanks, when rested, reduces the power of all their characters by 1. So the green Shanks that does stack, very good. You got the freezing Dracula Mihawk combos. Got some decent blockers in here. And of course, some of the cards that activate some more active Dawn here, so you can play these events or keep some defensive power open after you expend your board. Laboon, 2K counter, and a nice little protection. This is the decks. Let's get into the gameplay. Oh. You didn't see nothing. You didn't see nothing. I didn't realize I hadn't pushed stop yet. Sorry about that. Beef Patty Porter going head to head. This is a matchup you don't want to miss. Those who don't know, Beef Patty won the last championship series just by 3 points, believe it or not. And Porter on the mission to win this one. He's one of our 2-time champions of the championship series, winning 2 different tournaments. Not back-to-back, but still having won these things. So both of these players absolutely elite when it comes to the local area here. And starting off, we have the blocker, situationally blocker, Zorro. If this card would be rested, rest something else instead. So Kid Killer already going to get a good search on. Going back to Porter. Ohm's a good start here. And those at home know those are not Holly cards. Those are Holly Dawn for being used for this one. Sure, nice little cycle. On play, Dawn -1, draw a card. Going to activate leader ability. Get those 4 rested Dawn. Gives Ohm the ability to swing in. We'll probably reduce... Oh, sure is what using sure because it has the haste. We have our first 6K coming into life. Beef Patty on the take. Laboon the grab here. And 2 extra open 7. Beef Patty again on the take. Going to get a nice Perona out of life here. So able to situate, hopefully get his hand up here. One more turn before he can start activating the Dracula Mihawk ability. He needs to get a character of 5K or less. Nice clean up here. Another great answer to the board with a nice little first starter. And Perona, good another play. I like this mostly because he's giving himself a body that can swing into this Ohm so long as Porter doesn't play Holly next turn. and getting one of his first Lawn Beppos. Good call. He's going to need that in the late game. 3 open, taking 1. Okay, we're going to rest this. All right, so we might actually get rid of both targets here. Nice play. Getting the attacks out of the way. I like this swing attack here for Dracula Mihawk, getting rid of the Ohm. Not willing to let Porter set up a Holly turn. Very, very good play here. Heads up for Beef Patty. Now Laboon to protect his board and passes back the turn. 1 open. Likely one of the events. Either bluffing. It looks like he's bluffing it. I didn't see a 1-cost event in hand. But smart play for Beef Patty to make them think he always has it. Starting the turn, we got the Trafalgar Law. He does have 7. Double hit. Boom! Both the top end cards out of his hand. Lawn Beppo just searched now in the trash, and his Dracula Mihawk in the trash. Does have a second copy of Lawn Beppo, though, thank God. But one of the major key pieces for this matchup has already been trashed from that Trafalgar Law. Ohm on the play, drawing, cycling. 1 more Ohm. Doing it again. Drawing, cycling. Gonna activate leader ability. Really not gonna do much here for the leader ability outside of giving a nice little 6K swing. Given both these Ohms just came out here, but good board presence here for Porter. Gonna get our first swing in here. 6K in life. Gets a 2K from the Zorro. Back to Beef Patty's turn. 6th on turn. Finally can get our 5K out so we can start utilizing the leader ability. Notably, no stage just yet. But do have some plenty of these searchers that we can rest to get those 3 Dawn up here if he wants to. Trafalgar Law going to be the play. Getting the Scratch Manapoo back into hand here. Now, note, he won't be able to play the Scratch Manapoo to rest the Ohm to help get rid of this. But he will get the Tashigi that'll get the rest, which will get another answer here from the 2K from Perona. Definitely doing some good board cleanup here. We do have the ability to, rest the Kid Killer, get 3 restood, leave 1 open for defense. I don't know if we have any defensive cards here. Not just going to go 8. 8 in a life here. Going to get the first hit. Porter easy on the take. Takes back to turn. Draws for turn. Max 6. Tapping all 6. And Nell out here. We're going to Don -1. Look at the top 5 cards. Add any of those cards to my hand and discard. No, Beef Patty does not get to look. Which is kind of a detriment. I love that effect. It's one of the few cards in here that you don't have to show your opponent, so they don't know if you're trying to get 2Ks. One of the things I love, like the psychological piece of this game, when your opponent starts grabbing 2Ks, you know they're light on counter in hand, and you can kind of play around it. And once you see that 2K, you could probably guess they're probably running low on counter. And if they go for a counterless card, means they probably have a whole lot of counter in hand, and they're just trying to get to their top end. So be very, very mindful of what you reveal to your opponent, because it does say a lot for how the rest of your hand looks. And if you play this game long enough, you'll be able to see that too. All right, getting our first attack in just to reduce the power here. Nice little -5 in here, but going to get rid of the Perona. That way we don't have that attack back in. Imagine we might see another swing into Kid Killer here, but no, we're going to freeze the Tashigi. Good call here to make sure we don't have a 7K swing coming in. Still have an activated leader ability here. Looks like we are going to activate. Getting that 1 active, putting 4 underneath the Trafalgar Law is an option. Going to use the 1 Dawn for the pudding, though. So it doesn't look like we're going to add anything. Just give me a simple 5K swing. Likely going to go into the Kid Killer, if anything, for some nice little board cleanup. That way, Laboon would have to be rested to attack this Ohm. Or he could finally eat up another swing here. Nope, going life is Porter here. Okay, going life. 5K swing. Probably saw the weakness after having to strip the hand here. This Tashigi will be frozen here. Kid Killer going to clean up the Ohm. Good call. Should be at 8 Dawn here. Have a way to start resting some of these characters if we want to with the Scratch Manapoo. Definitely want to leave the Laboon open here so we can have some kind of protection for our board here. And based on the amount of rested cards, I don't know if it is the Jewelry Bonnie time. Need 8 rested cards to get that draw ability here. It is pulling up to the front, so I think we might need to get something more, because right now we're at 7. We're going to need to have at least 1 more rested Dawn on top of this Bonnie in order to get that draw effect here. And it looks like that is the play we're going to try to set up. So sequencing going to be important. You're going to need to use the 3 Dawn first. Somehow in this hand here. Could play the Scratch Poo to rest the pudding. Doesn't do a lot here outside of just give another target that Porter can't pump up. But we'll see how long. And I'm kind of surprised the Porter set with this blocker, given he was at 4 life for this turn. might be an indicator that his counters, his hand's a little weak in counter. Also, maybe just wants to sit on his defenses. He knows he can play the long game. Can clean up board. He's got plenty of ways to cycle through his hand to clean up this board. But as Porter knows in this matchup, the object is actually not to play the long game against Dracula Mihawk. That's where Dracula Mihawk excels. Anytime Dracula Mihawk can stay in the 10-Dawn turn, that is where Enel fails. So we're going to get a simple 5k in a life here. Quick take from Porter. Getting some more answers, some more ways to freeze this board down, doing what he can to answer this board state, especially considering how fast Beef Patty's been playing here. Getting 5, we have the 8 total. So here, oh, no, going to Shigi on the rest here. Gonna rest the Shigi to restand 3. Gonna get a big swing in here. Trafalgar Law into the other Trafalgar Law. Get the thing off the board here. Passing back the turn. So Beef Patty definitely looking to play for the long game here. No blockers, but does have protection with the Laboon. So no Al Thor is going to be able to do any kind of removal here. And Porter has got his work cut out for him. He's going to have to start cleaning up the 2 of these Tashigis and this Law here if he wants to be in a more commanding position. Now, mind you, he does have the unremovable Nell object, and starting off here with a Frankie blocker, getting some search on himself, or some draw on for himself. Nice little draw, 2. Discard 1. Nope, sorry. Lightning. Dragon. Gonna freeze the Trafalgar Law here. Resting 2. And Gamma Knife, minus 5,000 to this character. So we're gonna have 2k. Means we could easily get an attack from Charlotte Pudding here, even with leader ability 6 and a 2. Could be a great answer. And that would mean that Porter could use his last attack from Manel to clean up the other Tashigi. Gonna use leader ability. Here comes 6. Yep, into the Tashigi. That one's gone. Law frozen for the turn here. Are we gonna see a Shura play here? All right, get some more answers. Want to see how the play is out. Wants to maximize his options here. Are we going to see an Enel swing? Are we going to go 5 to life here, looking for some counter? Good call. Makes it a lot easier to get this. Nope, not willing to swing with the Enel. Interesting. Interesting. I think this has a lot to do with him not wanting to have the Dracula Mihawk keeping the thing rested here. Because that is a way for Dracula Mihawk to kind of keep this board state. Or didn't want to be vulnerable to the Electric Luna. Because one of the things Electric Luna does is freeze rested characters. So, what are we going to do? Yeah, Law and Beppo going to freeze it anyways. Plus 2k to leader. We're going to rest the Law and Beppo to restand 3. Going to give plus 2k to Trafalgar Law here. 2 into the pudding. Good cleanup here for Beef Patty. Good sequencing. Going to get himself in for a 7k swing into life. Looking for 2. Porter at the take. But Porter now not in a situation where he wants to be here. Now he's on the defensive and in the late game. If Beef Patty is able to chain multiple copies of this Law and Beppo, this could be lights out for Porter. Already has an uphill battle. His best attacker has been completely frozen for the turn. Does have a Frankie blocker to protect those last 2 pits of life here. And is sure to get some kind of swing in. But remember, that 7k body kind of turns that leader ability kind of off, if you think about it. Because you get the 4 rested underneath Shura, that's 6k and a 7. That's not really doing much. But knowing Porter, this is going to be the turn where he uses this to kind of like clean up the board here. Oh, we're going all out. 5 into life. Beef Patty saying, I need to get the answers out of your hand. Get the counters out. Okay, gets the 1k counter. And a draw card, pass the turn. I'm interested in this play. It's kind of interesting. Sure, going to get rid of the balloon. So now we have access to the El Thor to start getting rid of some characters if Porter has the combo cards to do it. I guess Beef Patty was like, I don't want to leave 2 open Dawn just to keep this Laboon active. Might as well get a swing in. A little aggressive. We'll see. Here comes the Gamma Knife, minus 5,000. Slaw and Beppo down to 6. A lot easier of a target here. Gamma Knife, another 5,000, down to 1. Now that we've gotten rid of Laboon, we could have the answer with the El Thor to KO this. There it is, El Thor. KO. Bye-bye, Law and Beppo. 3-card combo, but it did happen. And Beef Patty almost instantaneously being punished for that move. But still, free. All right, going to freeze Trafalgar Law. If he can back it up with another Law and Beppo, he can still easily get himself back and stay in this game. Using all the Dawn to swing into the Shiggy. We got a counter out of hand here from the Scratchman and Pooh. And Porter having debate. Does he want to swing? He does. Maybe. Or is it a bluff? Using the 3 open. Is he going to swing 8K? Let's see where this goes. Xander, welcome with exclamation point join. Thank you. Great timing. And Curly, good to see you. Thank you so much for the YouTube comment. All right. Porter definitely didn't want to attack with this turn. And another backup Law to Beppo. Porter's got to be feeling the pain from this one. Gonna rest the Kid Killer here. Attack with the Kid Killer into the Shura. Rest the Law and Beppo. Get 3 more open. We have 2 attacks possibly coming in here. And possibly a move from blocker. Here comes 7K from the boost from Law and Beppo. Will Porter take? He will take. Now to Shigi with a 9K. Getting the block. Porter running out of options. Needs to get a rusher. Get some extra pressure on here. Had to use 3 of his cards to get rid of the last Law and Beppo. Can he do it again? Reducing by a lot the Divine Departure. And able to get rid of it. The 2-card combo here. El Thor answers both of them. Now, Beef Patty can follow up a 3rd. I don't think Porter can come back. A lot of resources are being allocated for these swings to try and do this. Lightning Dragon here going to rest up, I guess. And minus 1,000 or 3,000. Here we go. 7K, 8K coming in potentially for Porter. And a counter out. Now, draw turn. Ugh. Hate to see it. Beef Patty no longer has any Law and Beppos. Let's see what the draw is. Back to turn. 10 Dawn turn. Porter hoping he doesn't have another Law and Beppo, and he's 100% right. But Beef Patty just going to take this in the offensive turn. 7K coming into life. Porter, does he have the counter? He does have the counter for this turn. 3 more attacks potential here. 1 life. Can Beef Patty do the math? It looks like he's trying. 9 on the take. We got, oh, think back here. Think back. Do we load up all 5? Do we go 12? Can he counter on the 12? Looks like going in for 12. Is he going to be able to close us out? As for cards in hand, +1, 3, 4, 5. That's not enough. That's not enough. That closes out the game. Beef Patty cleaning house. Didn't need the 3rd Law and Beppo. Oh, man. What a game. And just like that, Beef Patty with Dracula Mihawk showing exactly how you beat this matchup. Get into the long game. Get into that long game, guys. That's how you win with this deck. It is so imperative that you get yourself set up with the Law and Beppo plays, the back-to-backs, freezing those Enel plays, making sure Porter couldn't get to the multiple Enel things. I'm sure Porter's thinking, man, if I just had a few more of my 6-cost Enels out here, I probably could have turned the game more in my favor, but he did everything to answer those Law and Beppos, had the 2 3-card combos, kept everything. He knew what he was going to have to answer when it came down to it. Sadly, did not have enough answers for all the characters that are being spammed out by Beef Patty. And Beef Patty just doing an amazing job. Ragoosh, absolutely. 100% GG's. Don't forget exclamation point join for your chance to win one of these free packs we're giving away at the end here. Good casting by you. Oh, well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I try to make them entertaining. I try to. It's what I like to do here. We got some great matchups here. I think it's important that people understand how fun this game is. Multipass, good to see you. I'm sorry I missed that comment. But I'm always here to try and entertain, guys. Get you guys some amazing gameplay and seeing this amazing matchups between these amazing leaders. I love it. I love it. I can't do this when I'm live like this weekend, by the way, Ragoosh. I'm going to be going live with the new set all Friday and Saturday. We're going to have 3 different streams, 2 on Saturday, 1 on Friday, where I'm giving away new packs from the new set. And I'm going to be doing a bunch of limited stuff, a bunch of pack opening. I'll be there having some fun, teaching the new players how to play the game, intentionally losing because that's what I do. I always try to lose to get in the loser bracket so I can get new players an opportunity to get on camera and get their chance to get some free packs because I'll be giving them free packs just like you an opportunity to get free packs this weekend. But that'll be going down this weekend as OP16 gets released. I'm super excited. Friday, we got a 6-pack pre-release event. Saturday, we have a box turning where you open a box and you create a deck from said box. We'll show you how that works on Saturday afternoon at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And then 6:30 p.m., we're going to be doing another release event. All those things, 2 packs guaranteed. That means 6 packs given away this weekend out to you guys, and a total of probably like 18 packs given away to all the people that are participating in the local area here in Charlottesville, Virginia at Lifelink Games. Guys, I am having so much fun. I'm going to take a break, got to hydrate, get myself ready, because we have one game left before we give away these 3 packs. We're going to find out one of these supposedly have a Gold Dawn or an Alt Art. This is the absolute end of the community box, and this is going to be it for this box. So it means next week, or the week following, because I'll be taken for work. I'm out next week for work. But the following week, I'm going to be giving away another community box. So we got another box to get through from OP16. Plenty of new hits, plenty of new cards to get your hands on. Massive hits and win potential coming your way. I cannot wait. For now, we're going to take a bit of a break. When we come back, the last and final round. And it's going to be a doozy. Stay tuned. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Humbro Pie. I'm your host, Jimmy D, and here we are, the third and final round. Day's kind of quick, guys. I'm sorry. I really should have planned for more content for you guys to talk about and get involved here, but with everything happening with OP16, the releases are out. We all know what's going around the corner, and we've got so much content coming your way this weekend, and I cannot wait to open up this new set and get my hands on some of these new cards. I cannot wait to see how these things change, and I can't wait to do some casting to cover some of these amazing new cards. But today is the last day and the last match for us in the Central Virginia area to say goodbye to OP15 and EBO4 and say hello to OP16, which is going to be starting up next week. I cannot wait. Obviously, you have a week in between where you got to learn, but I'm going to be gone up north, so I won't be doing any coverage of this other little week. So this is my goodbye. OP15, excuse me. Goodbye, NL. Goodbye, Yellow Decks. Maybe. We'll see. I think, honestly, those decks are probably going to be still pretty powerful going to the next format. They're still going to be very strong. But they have some answers. Yellow definitely has some more answers that we've been talking about with that Wiper card. So if you guys haven't been speculating on that SR Wiper that kills 2Ks or less, you probably should be picking some of those up now, especially with Goofy right around the corner. And for those who don't know what I'm talking about, that is the green-blue Monkey D. Luffy that's playing with the Prisoners of Impel Down. It's gross deck, has a lot of really cool combos to it, can go wide really fast, and really start punching down, just like we saw from Anel, who was trying to get underneath the Mihawk, but just failed to do it by a few turns, and wasn't able to get those last punches in. Now, we have what is... I almost want to say essentially the same thing matchup. It's just in the colors, though. We have blue-red Nefeltari Vivi, a deck close to my heart. I really enjoy this deck. I have been playing this deck for a while since it came out. Really enjoyed it. Put it together as soon as the EB set came out. I was all about this one. I wanted to build this thing. I wanted to make that waifu set, and this is what I did with it. So I've been slowly trying to bling this one out and playing it myself on the side. I was playing Roger for this one, just to get some quick, easy matches up so I could do some other work that I had to do on yesterday. But it's a great deck. Fantastic deck. We're going to talk about what this deck does. And I gotta hydrate. Excuse me. Not sponsored, but excuse me. You get all that dry throat when you're just talking so much. But we got ourselves a great matchup here with Nefeltari Vivi enabling Rush up against the other blue-red deck that is still representing some strong strength in this format with Portgas the Ace. The Donut Man himself is going to be going up against Nefeltari Vivi and her kingdom of superheroes. We're going to see how these two go head-to-head and how fast they can close it out. Obviously, Nefeltari Vivi wants to kill you before you get to 10. Ace wants to get to 10. And we're going to see why right now. So, for our deck list, Nefeltari Vivi. Unlike the original that got printed a long time ago, this one can attack, but in reality, probably won't be attacking. And here's why. Once per turn, if your character has the base power of 4 or more, would be KO'd, you can trash 1 card from your hand. That means about battle, by the way. So just 1 card in hand, you can protect any of the characters you have on your board. And that includes your blockers. Really good, powerful ability. On top of that, we have Activate Main. You may rest this character, leader. Give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 2,000 power during this turn. Then up to one of your characters without, when attacking effects, gain Rush. So, really, the gain Rush is just limited to characters that do not have a when attacking capability, which you're going to see most of this deck doesn't have. We got some excellent searching with the Nefeltari Vivi. We got some cheating plays here between these two Nefeltari Vivis. Both of them able to play out a character of this one 5 costs or less here, and it has to be an Alabasta or Straw Hat type character. Characters you're going to mostly see wanting to see play here, the Namis mostly in this play, or maybe a 2020 Chopper for a quick, easy play. And then we have the 7 cost that then comes out itself with a free play, but also hits a card from hand. So they got to take a card, put it at the bottom of the deck. Their choice, obviously. But this one bringing out the real threats here. This one bringing out Chaka and Pell. This one absolutely disgusting top end game here to give your character minus 5,000 power, which really doesn't matter. Even if you give the VV minus 2,000, you can make it -7 on your turn. It's not going to matter. Who cares? But what's important here is you have a Rush 9K double attacker that draws you 2 cards on play. Really good for getting some extra power up. We also have Kaido here that gives drawing 4 cards. The KO Shanks that has on play basically kills just about anything here of 1,000 power or less. So if you have any kind of reduction, you can get that, which, hey, guess what? We have reduction. Then you have the I avoid all KO effects by trashing cards here. Ben Beckman, always been a kind of like really good staple for red decks. Great way to dodge those on KO effects because a lot of things have like anti-KO. And you know what Nefeltari Vivi can't stop? Trash effects. So if it's good in the mirror, really good. Also really good against those Boa decks and everything else that has an anti-KO ability. It doesn't get around the can't be removed by the field effects, but it certainly does a number against a lot of those to protect the KO type abilities like Kobe and the rest out here. We have Boa, nice little addition to this one. We're a nice little freeze card here for your opponent, which is always kind of nice, and can get rid of those pesky little 1K bodies that often a lot of decks do play. So it does get the bottom decks a 1 cost, but honestly, we've seen in play more and more these 1 costs are actually what are getting massive swings in. So a really good answer at a card that really can't come out with the rest of them, but still a very good card that can freeze a threat when necessary. Kobe, great answer for the Enel matchups. You have something that KOs the 2k bodies, or 3k base power or less here when swinging, and get to draw a card here. It's really just a nice little 4 cost that you can get out there and start killing some of those Enels in that Enel matchup here. We have Pincer, a new blocker. This one's kind of neat. If your leader has 0 power or less, give this character minus 2 cost. So given that you do have something that like this Chocopel or something that gives you leader minus 5,000, you could play out these Pincers for 2, which is kind of a neat little blocker choice. This is not very common in this deck. I kind of like this combo. This is playing for that 10 Dawn turn, or something where we play out the Nefeltari Vivi to get this one out for free. And then if you have this out, you give your leader minus 5,000 power, and then you play the Pincers for 2. Nice little card combo that I haven't seen too often from these decks. Bad Manners Kick Course, of course, because we do have a lot of non-counter here. A lot top-end non-counter here. You got to be really careful in Nefeltari Vivi, because there's a lot of times you can just be caught dead-handed without enough cards here. Frankie, a nice one. Another one I really enjoy, because this one stops the event. So this is really good against Blue Purple Luffy. I'm sorry, Sanji, and the other cards that rely heavy on event protection, including most green decks. So every time they do, this character gets plus 2,000 power during their turn. So it's a really great answer. It's a 2k body that you can use mostly for 2ks, but if you're in those type of matchups, it's a really great addition. Tracy's really teched this deck out. I really appreciate all the work that she put into it to making this thing pretty devastating. Also, of course, we have the nice little 2k counter that will make these Chocopels unblockable, which is pretty neat. Can give Alabasta type characters unblockable. So, I mean, there are other ones. You have the Namis. This Nami here, anyways. And you do have Chocopel and the Nefeltari Vivis if you want to load up a bunch of Dawn, a lot of Dawn, to get those unblockable for the turn. This deck's going to be going up against Blue Red Ace. Now, I had to build this one by watching the game a little bit, and I saw some really neat tech cards in this matchup. Of course, this new promo from Shanks, already seeing some play. He's been taking this all the way to the end here. On play, when attacking, your opponent cannot activate blocker during this turn. So this is one of the things where you have the on play, can't use blocker, 12, this thing comes down, and then, of course, when attacking. So maybe even a little bit of a better Roger, although Roger has Rush. If you guys don't want to talk about that 10 cost Roger that said if you or your opponent at 0 life, they lose the game by activating blocker, which essentially just meant don't use blocker. But you have this ability here with Shanks, which is a nice little 10 cost. You drop this thing down, and essentially as long as it sits on the board, your opponent can't activate blocker. So you get the on attack. They can't use it for the rest of the turn. The only downside is it doesn't have Rush. Another neat little addition. I'm not a big fan of these 1 cost 4k counters. I've been moving away from them, especially with decks that need to play on these 10 costs. But as we've seen from this deck, I Am Whitebeard kind of avoids the need to play the 10 cost for 10 Dawn. So we do have 2 Whitebeards we'll get into in just a minute. But this is kind of a neat addition at 2 here. It does require that you have a character of 8,000 power or more to activate, but you can give yourself plus 4,000 power for 1, which is still pretty strong. And you get a trigger, you can play a character with 2,000 power or less from your hand. So these guys, Monkey D. Garp, that has a nice little searcher for 3 costs or more. Ace and Sabo, really that just gives you some rest at dawn. But we do have Ezo, which nice little search engine power up, and a little draw engine from Otama. So there are some things that you can play off from this trigger if you happen to have them in hand. Not terrible. Cavendish for some draw. Marco, which is just the absolute key for this deck because it allows you to draw so many cards off from this ability, because those don't know Ace, when once per turn when you take damage or your opponent's you lose, or your character with 6,000 power is KO, draw a card. So essentially comboed with the Marco, you get a +3. You got a Rush with the Yamato in this deck. We got a nice little 2 cost Uda blocker, which is combos pretty well with these 8 cost plays with I Am Whitebeard. Of course, we have Blocker Beard that everybody knows, a new addition from Morono Zoro that basically pumps up for the turn your opponent's your leader, so 8k leader once you play it, and it has character rush so long as they have a character with 8,000 power or more. And a neat little new addition. This one is, seriously guys, people have been looking at this Whitebeard for the longest time, and they were like, this is not a playable card. This is not playable. This might just be playable. This is a decent card. The reason people didn't like it is it didn't automatically affect the field at 10 cost. But what it does is, as long as your leader is Whitebeard Tyrants, if your opponent wants to attack you, and you have 2 or less life cards, they have to discard 2 cards to attack you. It's pretty devastating. So every single swing that needs to come in, they got to discard 2 cards from hand. it's a pretty good effect. People just avoid it. There's no counter. It's not a guaranteed sign up. It's late game, 2 cards isn't much when they're just swinging for game. There's a lot of arguments of why no one really played this thing. And a lot of people didn't even add it, even with the I Am Whitebeard. But what we have today from Caesar, he wants to try this card out. We're going to see if a season he played today. But an interesting new tech addition to this Porcosti Ace here build. Obviously, the Boa Freeze is going to be seeing a lot more popularity. Honestly, if you're playing blue, probably should find a way to put this in your deck. It's very good. All right, this is the cards. These are the decks. Let's find out our players and see who's going to walk home the champion tonight. Tracy, Cedar Branch, head-to-head. And our final game of the evening. If you guys haven't yet, please hit !join to get your chance to win one of these 3 packs we're giving away at the end of the stream. This is your chance to get maybe a Gold Dawn or an Alt Art if the ratios work out as said online. We've had 1 Alt Art leader pull and 1 Secret Rare pulled from this box. Those have been the 2 hits from this box so far. Both the nail cards. So, really looking forward to seeing how this one plays out. Tom, I'm going to be doing some nice little draw cycle here. Filtering through one of the answers why we had to ban Nami, because this card was going to be too good Nami here. Cedar Branch going to think this one through and how he wants to get rid of here. Monkey D. Garp. Those who don't know, he did discard the cards. They're just behind the deck, just a little bit unseeable from the angle. Maybe you guys can quite take it out there. It looks like one of the 10 cost Whitebeards, Blocker Beards, has been discarded to the trash there. So, Monkey D. Garp grabbing the search. Got double body on field. A perfect start here. Tracy, no early game play, sadly, but swinging in for 8. Trying to get some cards out of hand here for Cedar Branch. We'll see if Cedar takes it. Nope, going to discard. Looks like a discard for leader ability and discard another 2K to get around that one. 4 Dawn turn here for Cedar Branch. Playing 4. Marco Blocker here. Is going to need to get a Dawn attached here if we want to get that draw 3. But nope, going to pass back. Maybe just use it as a blocker for draw 2. We'll see. Another 5. I think we get our first play here. Good. There's our 5 cost Nefertari Vivi coming out with a free Nami blocker. This one probably not going to get an attacks in, so likely going to see a nice little 5K swing from life. Big fat hand here for Tracy. Nice little alt arts, nice little 2Ks. Has plenty to do this turn. Thinking this is probably her turn where she's just going to attack with leader and pass this one back. And of course has to bottom deck 2 cards after the draw ability from the Nami here. Here comes 5 into life here. Probably going to get a free block. But no. Oh, interesting. Lowering the attack of the blocker here to get a nice non-free block from Nami. I like that play here. Usually you'd want to use that blocker here, but I like the play. Using that leader ability, reduce the attack of the Marco blocker down to 4K, swinging with a 6K blocker Nami for the rush, and instantaneously puts Cedar Branch from drawing 1 less card because he's a little off his cycle here. But Yamato going to put him back in a good cycle. See, if he'd have been able to survive 1 more turn, could have seen an additional draw on that KO. But Cedar, obviously, probably a little bit weak on counter here, so did not want to deal with, potentially taking that hit. So 1 open here. Going to come in for 7. Looking for 2. Gets the block here and a discard. Using leader ability. Protecting that from the swing. And a pass back to Tracy. Tracy's now at 7. This is a turn we really, really want to see the 7 cost Nefertari Vivi here. Play on curve. Get the engine going. 5 costs might be the option. It looks like we're seeing a split. I don't see a 7 cost in hand here. Just going to get another swing here into life. Here comes 6. Just asking for a simple 1. Gets it with Ezo. Tapping a decent amount. We're going to see what Tracy comes out with. Here's the Boa Freezer. This one's going to freeze up Yamato, locking her down for the team. I like this. And going to bottom deck. There we go. See, already using that ability. Got bottom decking the Garp here, so no extra swing here. And because of Nefertari V, you get the additional attack swing. Coming in for 7. Needs a 2. Going to use... Oh. Ooh, hold up. Okay, so we do have a misplay here from Cedar Branch. I understand that this is some new tech here from Cedar Branch here, but sadly we do have a misplay. This card specifically is the one that we saw play. If this character with 8,000 power or more, up to one of your leader characters gets plus 4,000 power. If you notice on the board, we do not have an 8k power body on the field here for Cedar Branch to be able to activate that ability. Now, it's really hard to see the art here, but this is Trafalgar Law's hat. It took me just a hot minute when I was doing some previews of this matchup here to see what cards he'd added to his deck because I couldn't get his deck list. But this is that event here. This is Trafalgar Law's hat. That is a bit of a misplay. So, what do we do when we get misplays? We make Tony Chopper cry. Cedar, Tracy, everybody out there, please remember to read your cards. I know you're playing these amazing new cards. This card did just come out. It's got to take some time for you guys to learn and master it. But read the cards, people. Read the cards. We don't like making Tony Chopper cry. We like to see some good, clean games. We'll see if this affects the match. All right, remember, Yamato is frozen for the turn. So now I think we are at 8 at this point here. So we should be seeing our first I Am Whitebeard if Cedar Branch has been holding on to the right cards. Blocker Beard already put in the yard. Looks like that and the 10 cost new addition that he had on there. Cedar asking, I guess, for the power or toughness or what's going on with the boa. See how he plays this turn. Yamato frozen for the turn. Tracy with a decent top end here. Unfortunately, having gone first is going to be a little bit off curve, and I don't see a 7 cost in hand. If we can see a top deck 7 cost, this Chocopel could be putting in some massive damage next turn. But we'll see how it plays out. Need to see a Nefeltari VV7 cost to make this thing happen. Of course, can just play it hardcore, hard case. All right, Boa gonna freeze Boa here. The meta really is showing that Boa is the answer here. All right. Pain 1. Gonna get an Ezo draw here. Look at the top 3. 4, excuse me. 5. Oh, this is a search 5. Okay. Search 5. Look for a Whitebeard Pirate. Put it at the bottom. CISO, that's what I'm saying. Got to be able to read those cards. Or you talk about the Boa matchup. I mean, this Boa card is really putting in a lot of work for these decks. It's something that Blue I've been seeing growing more and more interest in, and definitely something you want to be putting in your decks. But when it comes down to the misplay, yeah, got to read those cards. All right, here's comes 7k power in. Nope, no take there. Gonna be taken. See if Tracy can follow it up. Nope, that one's frozen. Good call on Tracy, following it up there. Back to Tracy. Can we see a 7 cost? We're really going to need a 7 cost Nefeltari VV if we're going to put on some kind of pressure for here. Still safely hitting behind the VV blocker here. Chocopel just hard cast here. It's going to reduce the power of the leader down to 0. Doesn't mean she can't do the leader ability because she is going to. Minus down to negative 2k. Giving minus 2k to the Boa Hancock. And a swing for double damage, 10k. 10k, no blocker here. Ezo gonna just cycle to do a draw discard here. Cedar just looking for an appropriate answer. If he doesn't find the outs here. Bottom decking, what looks like an I Am Whitebeard here. Still needs a counter out of this. To stop a 10k double damage. Needs at least 5k from hand. No, we have to take both. Massive damage here. 4-seater down to 1 life already. Pass back. Fat hand here. Still no 7 cost here for Tracy. But Cedar should be in the situation where we can start seeing some back-to-back blocker beards. Full 10 Dawn here for Cedar. Could see some blocker beards. Could see some aces. Plenty of big bottom top end cards here for Cedar to really start putting in some pressure. Has a lot of blockers to worry about. So, I mean, Ace, definitely a great card in this matchup. Especially, I mean, at 1 life, regardless. I think Ace... I want to know in the chat, what do you guys think? The 10 cost Ace better than the Roger? Or is that where we're moving? Is the meta moving away from 10 cost Roger? It's 100 less power, or 1k power less. What do you guys think? What do you think? All right, I Am Whitebeard being played here. Likely not going to take the life for the additional 2k, but should be able to get out some kind of Whitebeard. Is going to take it. Interesting. Cedar living on the edge. Additional 2k. Here comes. What are we playing out here for this Whitebeard? Blocker Beard to play. Going to be able to take 2 Rested Dawn, add it to the leader. And 2 Yamato or Boa for an attack swing here. Take it 2 and let's see where it goes. Massive swings coming Tracy's way. Don't forget, we do have the leader ability to block at least one of these pretty favorably here. Going up for a 10k swing from leader. So have the potential for 8, 8, and 10. Here comes our first 8k swing. Is Tracy going to block out of this one? You're going to counter out. Double 2k. Here comes a 10. Are we going to get the block and discard? Yeah, I was going to say block. There you go. Next one's a nice little block and discard. So if the bow comes in for the swing, keep that bow, the Nami alive, and try to play some massive offensive ability here. See, this one, Takata, if Takata's in hand for Tracy, we could see game potentially here. Discarding 4. Do we have a Takata in hand? I don't know if we have one in hand. I know that we discarded 2, but if Tracy has, for those that don't know what I'm talking about, this Chacapel at 10 Dawn here could be the linchpin to clean this game out here. Cedar already recognizing he has very little encounter here. And I want you guys to know what I'm talking about. Terracotta, sorry. Terracotta here could give that Chaka and Pel unblockable. Now, I think Tracy discarded that, sadly, for a 2k counter, but had she held on to this, that could have been a 2-cost play. 8 Dawn underneath this. That's 17k swinging into an 8k body. That means he needs to have 10 counter in hand and can't use Blocker Beard for that swing. And if he does have all that counter, Tracy still has 2 attacks left. Or 3 with a leader. If she, well, they wouldn't have any Dawn left here. But could have 2. No, because they'd be blocked out by the 8. It would be an all or nothing. It'd be an all or nothing swing. I'm sorry, crap. We are at 8k body here, so these bodies aren't going to get in. Still, let's see. Did Tracy hang on to a Terracotta? All right. Giving -2 to the Rush Ace here. Nope. And that was just enough to get. So, not able to give the Shanks Rush. Interesting combo here. We're using the leader ability, minus the 2k in the Blocker Beard. Gives it just enough here for the Shanks to be able to KO the Blocker Beard here. But what that means is, Tracy's not able to enable her leader ability to give any of these things Rush. Still, here comes 6, probably coming into the board here. Trying to get some defensive power out of Cedar Branch's hand. Maybe wants to try to survive a turn here. Does have the blocker. Gets a 1k from the Garp here. Could go in for a Chacapel swing to try to clean up one of the swings. Yep, here comes 3 into the Yamato here. Needs 2 2ks for Cedar Branch to get out of this one. Is Cedar willing to give it up? No. Smart call by Cedar. Don't give up that counter. All right, back to Cedar Branch. 10 Dawn turn. Is going to need some way to power up this leader. Maybe get himself into something with maybe a Zoro. Giving the leader plus 8k to make it a little bit easier. Character rush, trying to run into the Boa. Knock these things out. Probably be the best answer here for Cedar if he's going to get into it. Does have also can combo that with the Uda blocker as well too, so he's able to play the Zoro. Is going to be able to pay the 2 costs to get the Uda out and play to get himself out of blocker. So let's see where this one goes. We do, I mean, he's got both cards up front here. That looks like that's likely going to be the play. Pay the 7, get leader up to 8K for the turn, opponent's next turn. Get an Uda blocker. We got one extra Dawn to work with here. Yep, powering this up here, creating some kind of wall here to make sure that Tracy can't punch through. Here comes 2 for the Uda, 1 open here for Cedar. Could be indicating another one of those 1 costs here. Is it 10K or body? Is it 10K? I mean, it's a good catch on Tracy's hand. Is it 10K? I thought it was 8K. Oh, it is 10K. It is 10K. My bad. So 10K on the play here. So, yep, Tracy just walking Cedar through it. Now, we do have the opportunity from Cedar to attach that Rested Dawn here to the Zorro to give a nice little 10K swing and then play out the Uda. But it means the Cedar will not be able to use that open Dawn for defense. Yep, and that's the play. Getting the +1. There comes the Uda. Sequencing figured out here. Do have a character rush here. Are we going Chacapel? Are we going, and I don't think I would. I would go, honestly, I would go into Boa here. Get as much counter on the hand. Tracy definitely has enough 2Ks here. Good call, Cedar. Going into Boa. Trying to clean this thing up. Tracy arguing to defend it. She does have to worry about 2 other attacks coming through. Good call letting that one throw. Definitely not as valuable as the rest. Want to protect your life as much as possible here. Puppy Caro, good to see ya. Welcome back just in time. We're almost going to wait. This is our final match. All right, that was a big swing. 8K into life and a block and a discard with a Chacapel to keep it alive. Cedar passing back. All right, Tracy just has 1 blocker to deal with here. Massive swings into an 8K body. Has the opportunity to get Chacapel. Both the Shanks in here. If we had the blue Sanji. Oh, looks like we're going for the Kaido. Okay, Kaido to get an extra 4 cards here. I like this play. Going to be able to give it a nice little 2. And you can do 2 less. Give it rush. Let's see. Are we going to go board cleanup? We're going life here. Here comes the first 12. That one's going to get a block. Give rush to the Kaido for an additional 12 here. Minus 2K on the Zoro, so maybe we're going in to clean up the Zoro here. Chacapel going to try to do cleanup here. 9 and a 7. Good call. Try to get the... See, great call here by Tracy. Tracy's trying to get the counter out of the hand of Cedar Branch, so he's not going to be able to counter for the Kaido swing. But if Cedar is willing to counter out of this and protect it, that means she can follow up the Kaido swing into it. Good call. Cedar doesn't fall for it. That means Tracy's probably going to have to be forced into board here to not get, because this swing is not guaranteed. A good call by her. I mean, she does have 1 blocker here. Got to be very careful for what the answers that can come out from Cedar. So going board here, giving rush to that Kaido, I think going board would be the smarter choice of the 2. There we go. Going up, clean up. That one should be an easy answer. No Dawn underneath this leader, so we're not going to get the draw for Cedar Branch, but back to 10. Let's see if Cedar can turn it around. Otama, leader. Do we have another rush Zoro here to clean up a lot of counter in Tracy's hand? She is stacked, ready for this match. Cedar with 10. Needs to think this one through. I would definitely be in the tank if I'm Cedar here. Lots to think through. Is Blocker Beard going to be enough? Am I going to get ousted yet again by another 10 cost Shanks? Going blocker. Okay. Walling up. Is this, like, this would just be a turn for, like, if Tracy had the 10 cost Blocker Beard. I'm sorry, 10 cost Roger. This could be over. Swing and a protection here from the swing. All right. Massive card draw potential for Cedar. Cedar leaning on the draw to survive this turn. Has a lot of swings. A 9, a 12, a 12. Leader ability. 10 full Dawn. What are we seeing? 12 coming into life. Get the block. Draw 3. Next one. Going up higher. Beckman. Trashing it. No KO ability here. Gets out of the way. Chacapel. Are we thinking about giving rush this. I think we are. Here comes 12. We have 3 open Dawn left. 12 to 6. We need 7K in counter here. Do we have any open Dawn? 2K. Give it -2 to the... sorry, using leader ability. Give it -2. 2 to 2. I think we had enough. Using leader ability, giving Kaido -2K for the turn by discarding a counterless. And then discarding some 2Ks. I think we did. Chacapel for 10. Needs 5K. Still has the opportunity with what looks like 2 open Dawn left. And he doesn't have it. Tracy cleans house. Wins with Nefeltari. Vivi. And Cedar like, oh. I had the Shanks. I had the Shanks to lock it up. My new promo Shanks. Oh, what a win. What a swing. Congratulations, Tracy, our winner of the evening with Nefeltari Vivi. Let's go. Come on, babe. What a great match. Get some GGs in the chat. Puppy, always good to see you. What a match and a way to close out the night for these two. Vivi win for sure. I love it. I love the emojis too. Those are great. Let's go. Personal favorite of mine. Love seeing it out there. Tracy's first top that I'm aware of. Tracy may have topped before. She we usually have like 3 winners before, but I think this is the first one that I've seen at least on camera. Tracy taking this one down, and I'm so proud of her. She did a great job. Phenomenal job. Taking this one down with a deck that I really do care about too. It's just, that's so good to see. Oh man, what a good clean house here. Hope she got some amazing pulls too. I didn't get to see that, sadly. But for all those at home, you know what time it is. Actually, I didn't have YouTube out. I'm sorry, YouTubers. If you guys been commenting, I'm really sorry. I had that in my pocket this whole time. Let's see. Nope. I'm already caught up. All right, we're good. We're good. We're good. Woo, Puppy, good timing. Let's get you on the wheel here. CISO, do I have you on here? Yeah, I got you on here. Multipass. You should be good to go. Xander the Dragon, we got you. Let's see. Little Pound Cake. Looking good here. Checking and verifying on the YouTubes. Yes, we're good to go. All right, guys. Ad starts. No. We're not doing the ad starts here. All right, we got 3 packs to give away, guys. 3 whole packs of this new set. This is going to do it, guys. One of these things should be either a Gold Dawn or an Alt-Art by looking at the ratio of these cards. Papa Squizzer just in time. Woo, squeezing in last minute, buddy. Last minute, Papa. But I'm glad to see you get in here. Thank you very much. This is going to be it, guys. We're going to be giving away these 3 packs. It could be a Gold Dawn, could be an Alt-Art, could be some amazing value here. And we got 3 packs to give away tonight. Cutting it close indeed. Hazelnuts win. I will win the wheel. Okay. All right. Let's do it. Let's hope. Let's see it. Let's get to it. To the wheel. Oh, Puppy, I will add you twice because you got me on YouTube. You guys, this is always an option. You can always get yourself an opportunity to get 2 entries, one at the one for the YouTube entry, excuse me, and one for the Twitch entry. So you got 2 chances on here. Hazelnuts does want to win the whole wheel. She wants everything. We're gonna find out who's gonna walk away. Number 1 winner. Wheel is spinning, spinning. Who is walking away? Our first time winner, Kelly's from YouTube. Kelly's, congratulations. Kelly's, let's see what you won. Rigged indeed. I know you got your name on there twice, but there's 2 more packs after this. We're gonna see, is this the hit or do we have more? Wow, what? Puppy, did you do that? I didn't have my guy do that. That is so good. Who did that? Where did that emote come from? That is such a good emote. Oh, I need to get my designer on this one. That's so good. Puppy, where'd you get that? I had my designer do the other rigs and all the rest of the emotes I've had. He did a wonderful job on those. But no, someone else's stream? All right. Dang. Somebody else with the rigged thing. Well, awesome. Hello, good sir devs. Good timing, kind of. You're one pack down. There's 2 left. Let me remove here and, of course, add you. Devs, I gotcha. Good timing. Good timing. There are still 2 packs left after this one, and you have been added to the wheel. Alrighty. Let's find out what Kelly's won. Gordo. Trafalgar Law. Moji. What's this? Heavenly Warriors. The Risky Brothers. Impact Dial. Sorry. Rocky. Lelucia Kingdom. Zorro. A lot of words for our Don Krieg deck here. A lot of words here. Getting into our first rare. Sanji. This is the card, guys. I've been talking about this all night. Been talking about this all night. If you're playing blue, you should be playing this card. What the heck? You guys should be playing this card. This card would have been ending so many games tonight. It is a blocker and on play up to one of your characters gains unblockable this turn. It's not leader locked. It's any character. Like, you should be playing this in Boa. You should be playing this and like all the blue decks we saw tonight. You should be playing this legitimate as a Straw Hat. You should be playing this in Nefeltari Vivi. It's a very good card. And oh, there we go. Whoa! Whoa! Gum Golden Rifle Altar. Oh, let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Kelly's fantastic job. Gum Golden Rifle. Steal it? No, I'm not stealing it. I'm not stealing it. Devs, I feel that way too. Holy crap! I need to get some saves on this bad boy. Oh my god. I told you there was an alt left. I told you guys there was an alt left. I told you there was an alt. That doesn't mean we don't have some SRs or some good value left. I kind of wish this was the last pack, to be honest with you. If it was truly rigged, I would have made this the last pack. Because now we got 2 packs and the alt's been pulled. You know how hard it is to keep an alt in the box? How hard it is to rig the box to make sure? I know, guys, I'm so sorry. What's this thing going for? Let's check it out together. And I was just saying that the event cards are the 3rd highest priced card you can get in this TCG. I mean, this is what happens. I need to talk about these things more often because it feels like every time I talk about them, this is what comes up. Golden Rifle. $75. Let's go. Let's go. Now my pack is nothing. No, that doesn't mean nothing. No. Don't go there. Look. We still have some potential here. Let's go to all filters. Let's go to Adventure on Kami's Island, right? Is that what this is? Yeah. Delete this. Filters. We got Wiper. This is going to be a this, guys, I'm telling you, this card's going to be up and coming. Let's see. High to low. What? What happened to it? All right, let's get in some good SRs in here. We got to get through all this stuff that we can't get. There's still some good stuff here. Borsalino, $25. $16 for Roar Zorro. I don't think that one's been pulled yet. What else we got? Mamaragan. That's not even the altar, right? Yeah, that's the regular one. $10. And this one, by far, seriously, guys, seriously, this is something you should be wanting to get. You need to get your hands on some Wiper. I don't think we've handed out a Wiper yet. This card is absolutely insane for this new meta. You need to get your hands on as many of these as possible. I would be doing a massive buyout if I was you. If I was you guys out there, I would be buying these out like crazy. 101 listings. Let's go. Get this thing. Seriously, this is going to be a staple. If you don't have 4 copies in your collection yet, you're missing out. I'm not going to lie, though. That does kind of like take the buzz out of the last 2 packs. I am sorry. I am so sorry, guys. Oh, man. I would have preferred that to be the last pack. And I can't... It's so rigged, I rigged it against myself. Ah! Kenneth Eagle doubling up on the page. All right, Kenneth. Add you up over here. And Brittany, I got you. Perfect timing. Brittany, all right, guys, we could possibly give away still some good SRs. Or who knows, maybe we got a mistake box. He weighed the pack. I wish. No, man, if I could, oh, dude, if I could definitely like set up some great streams here. Papa Squizzer! Can we get some rigged in the chat from Papa? See, I need to find out some way. Here's what I would do if I was an actual genius doing this thing. I would pay a bunch of money to find the box that has the manga. And hear me out. Hear me out. The rest of you guys would be like, well, then you just pull the manga for yourself. No, silly. That's not how you become a good streamer. You find the manga. You find the best one out there. And you set it up right at the right moment. Last pack, dramatization. Everyone's been waiting for the end of the conclusion of the box. You've been dramatizing it all. You're like, oh my God, there's one hit left in the box. Guys, you have to join tonight's stream. You have to get here. I need 100 people in the stream. We have a chance for the best pull of all time. And you give away that manga on that night and you clip that. You clip that and you send it and you go viral. And then hundreds of thousands of people are like, oh, I wish I was a part of the stream because then I could have got the manga. That's how you do smart streaming. Like news for the rest of you guys. That's a good streaming. That's how you do it. So if anybody wants to help me do that, I need to find a way to get some manga for you guys. And I'm hoping this weekend, because if you guys haven't been paying attention, this weekend we're going live 3 times this weekend for the out there and giving away 6 packs of the new set. That's just the people who could chime into the stream. We'll be giving away probably around 18 packs to people who play me on stream as we go over these new cards. So what do we got here? Puppy, yeah, I know, I'm so sorry. All right, Papa Squizzer, let's see what you got. Moda, Kotori, Absalon, going to 3 pre-releases this weekend? Bro, I'm going to 4. I'm going to 4. Unless you're saying to yourself you're going to 3. I'm going, like, I am maxing out the pre-release. I need to get my Kaido or my Yamato deck fully ready to go. I'm going to be opening up a box on camera. I'm going to be doing a bunch of pre-release stuff. I'm going to be giving away a ton of packs here. Of course, I got to pick up your guys' box for the next community box here. I am going to be doing my best to get this Yamato deck up and running as soon as possible because I really want to put this on camera. Orlumbus, Calgara, you're not going to any? Oh, catch up on bills. I understand that, puppy. Trust me, I know that. No, something about playing the Beyond. Yes, I Black Yamato, baby. Pearl and Sadiori. All right. Double rare pack for Papa Squizzard. See, it's not just like I'm really looking forward to playing the Yamato. I'm really hoping to get the Altar leader this weekend. Yeah, I'm sorry, Papa. Double rare pack. Come on, let's get an SR to end it. Let's get an SR, at least an SR to end it. But I'm also going to be building Shanks with that new Shanks support card. The new Ben Beckman that plays Shanks for free. Rip that Pearl in half. It's your card. It's your card. Oh, it's real. I'm not giving away fake packs, guys. I got a real card here. Look at that. It's real. Clip that. He's shocked that it's a real card. I have 10s of that card. It is kind of like 5 cents. Your choice, and just for you, back in the pack. So when you get this amazing pack delivered to you, you're going to have the ripped card, all yours. Curly, is it too late to join? No, we have 1 pack to give away, Curly. And Curly, I already have you on the other channel, on YouTube. But now I have you on here twice. Here. Clip it, chat. Clip it, right? Just clip it where you have me going, oh my God, the cards are real? It's all right, Curly. I understand. That's why I like YouTube better. It's like you guys can watch at your leisure. The only thing I don't like about YouTube is like I can't interact with you guys. I actually enjoy the opportunity to interact with you guys, talk to you guys, like see your guys' take on it. I love joking with you guys. But it's okay. I mean, you can't win them all. I can't get everyone's attention all the time. I'm just happy to be here. Stay tuned for the YouTube channels. All right, we got one more pack to give away. Let's see what it is. Multiple entries. Who's walking away? Last pack giveaway is the one who said she'd take the wheel. Jesus, take the wheel. Hazelnuts. Congratulations. There we go, baby. It is so managed. Manga. It's so, a manga would be insane. If this was a manga, like, not only would I lose my mind, like, I would be incredibly happy that Hazel got this too. Incredibly happy that Hazel got it. But like I just told you guys in that stream, that I was like, if I was a oh my god, can you imagine? Can you imagine? Right now, Hazel, it's a rig pack. I scanned the box just for you to get the last pack of the box, to get the manga. Bend the pack? No, I'm not bending the pack. I'm not bending the pack. Can you imagine? I saved the last pack. I just told you that whole story about how a devious of a streamer I would be. And I get an error box that has a manga in it. And that goes out to Hazelnuts. And no one will believe me. No one would believe me. You definitely weighed them. Resealed packs, says Puppy Caro. Resealed. Oh my god. If this is a manga, no one would believe me. You would have earned this card, Hazel. You would have earned this card. But no one would believe me that it was an error box. Genbo. Koala. The Octoman. Nezumi. Zero cost Rayleigh card that just didn't see any play because Rayleigh's unplayable. Ryuma. Jewelry Bonnie. Kobe. Jewelry Bonnie. And as we know, leaders don't mean jack anymore. Alvita. And for our manga reveal, no, it's Bartolomeo. Bartolomeo. Okay. Double rare pack. I don't like to end on double rare packs. See, it's kind of how you know it's rigged. It's kind of how you know. Yeah, I mean, oh, that's a nice emote. I like that. Rip, no second manga. Box area. Yo, a Bartolomeo manga. That's wild. Yeah. I tried to make it into a manga. I tell you what, Hazel, do me a favor. Give me like a day with this pack, and I will turn this into a homemade manga. You'll get your first and only Bartolomeo manga card. But you're going to have to give me like at least a day to modify the card, and I'll get you a manga Bartolomeo from this one. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Give me that time. I'll hand deliver this to you. I'll get your first Bartolomeo manga. And everyone will be like, what? What? All right. Guys, I truly have the greatest time streaming with you guys. I really wish I had some more content for you guys and had some more stuff prepared. Because I really do. I really enjoy this. I love that, like, we're getting more and more packs away. We're getting more stuff. Like, this weekend's going to be crazy. Please hit that follow button because I'm going live 3 times. Saturday twice. Massive pack openings. Massive box openings. We're going to have other people that are going to be opening up their boxes to showcase what they've got. We've got so much to show from the new set. We could be talking about manga hits this weekend. We could be giving away mangas this weekend. I hope it happens. But we're going to find out. And it's going to be a crazy fun weekend. Starting Friday, 6:30 at night. Massive fun. Pack openings, gameplay. Going into Saturday, box play, where I open an entire box and play with it. And in the evening, with another, ending the stream for the week anyways, another event with a nice little pre-release event at Lifelink Games. Guys, it's going to be so much fun. He's going to glue some manga panels on it. Yeah, that's actually, Puppy, that's pretty much all I can do. But they will be Bartolomeo manga panels. So I need to get some glue. And of course, you've got to keep me away from the glue that I might get high on because I might be sniffing it a while and it might take a while. So it might be a week and then you guys will be like, what happened to Jimmy? And Jimmy is just passed out high on glue. So I got to get the right glue. Puppy. Like, I can't do that mistake again. I can't do that again. All right, let's do a raid. Let's say goodbye. I don't want to say goodbye. Guys, I had such a fun time tonight. I hope you guys are having a great night. I hope you guys enjoy the gameplay. Hopefully you guys follow me on YouTube. Help me get some actual followership on there. Who we got up? Who's live right now? You got some box opening? Join us. No, I don't like those giveaways like that. I like free giveaways. You know what? I mash buttons. All right, I don't know anything about I mash buttons, but I definitely mash buttons, so I can relate. We're gonna do an I mash buttons raid. I'll sniff glue with you, man. Thanks, Curly. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Always good to have someone that wants to sniff some glue with you. Thank you. We got to make this card for Hazelnuts, man. We got to get this thing ready for her. Honestly, guys, this has been the best. Thank you so much for such an amazing stream. Stay tuned. We got so much more content coming your way, and I can't wait to give away more packs. Until next time, stay humbro. For YouTube, I gotta wait for me to do the thing so I can hit the button. All right, on YouTube land. I hope you guys are living well. Have a good night.